Here at Strody Orthodontics, we are a single doctor practice, which means that I am the only orthodontist here in the practice. I will be the one guiding you through your care journey. With our experienced staff, your appointments will be more efficient and more comfortable. We love treating kids as well as adults. We want you to be happy with your experience during orthodontic treatment as well as your smile at the end. I love when patients tell me that their smile has improved their confidence and their quality of life, because a smile is for a lifetime.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's Heating and Air Conditioning Company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. Or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
For 50 years, Elliot Group has been your local insurance partner. With 5 convenient locations, Elliot Group is big enough to offer the best carriers, but small enough to know your name and your insurance needs. Elliot Group is more than just insurance. They're a part of each community they serve, with a wide variety of insurance solutions to help your unique challenges. Elliot Group, where they're there for you today and for years to come. Visit them at any of their 5 locations or at ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Hi, I'm Katie Casey, and I'm honored to be a third-generation realtor in our Crown Realty family. My dad and grandparents started Crown Realty in 1973, and since then we have grown to become one of the largest brokerages in the Midwest. We now have 8 office locations and over 150 agents covering about 20 counties across Kansas and Missouri. Reach out to us today to experience the Crown Realty difference, where we are committed to treating our agents like family and our clients like royalty.
This is your home for the Broncos. Spring Hill Sports Live.
Plenty of time, loads up, lets it fly down the sideline. He wants Torres, he's got to come back, he makes the catch. Down, Jackson Torres. There's a chance for Spring Hill. Back set, kill for Serpan.
Nice touch there, looking for Rainforth, and he's able to find the back of the net. A first touch volley. The substituted freshman, Odell.
Gano looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos on a 3rd down and 4 from the 5.
It's time for the Broncos on your home for Spring Hill High School athletics. Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome into our Comfort Design Heating and Air Conditioning pregame show here on Spring Hill Sports Live, back for our final regular season coaches interview. And I have JV head coach and receiving coach for the Spring Hill Broncos, Coach Brett Heichman. Coach, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Kind of my first question to be kind of just your overall takeaways and your best thoughts on last week's game against Emporia?
Last week was great. It was really good to go out and play Emporia. I thought our offense did a really good job having some big explosive plays. I thought O-line blocked really well, and the receivers made some plays, which was really cool too. Our defense always steps up and makes big plays when we need them to. It was a really good win, really good feeling going into the final week of the regular season.
That defense you mentioned, they put you in great spots all night, forcing 4 and outs. They forced a lot of turnovers. I mean, how crucial is the defense been this season in order to put your offense in better positions to go score?
I mean, it's been everything for us. I mean, I think Brooks Bear is either third or fourth on the team in touchdowns right now. He's played maybe 5 offensive snaps all season. So I think that's really special. Definitely, we weren't planning on our defense to, score this much, but we are definitely not upset about it one bit. They've really put us in a really good position to put up a lot of points and win some big games.
And the receiving core put up 106 yards, and Mason Dotson having 72 of those. I mean, when you look at Jordan Miller from the start of the season to how he's progressed, now headed into the final week of the season, he's got senior night tonight, of course, and of course playoffs coming up. I mean, what's the growth that you've seen from him being able to trust your receivers to go make plays?
I mean, I've been this is year 3 for me, so I've been around Jordan since he was a sophomore, and to see him just mature and grow as a quarterback and more importantly, a leader, has been really, really, really special. He's helped the receiving core a ton. He's helped instill trust in them, and they give that trust right back. He puts them in a fantastic position to go make plays, and it's been really cool to see our receivers make plays when the ball comes their way. So I think it's just a really good match, and they gel really well together.
I mentioned one of your receivers, Mason Dotson, only a sophomore. We saw him break out last year as a freshman, kind of, wait into the season, and now he's taking on a bigger role as a sophomore. But in this new Coach Bouchard and Coach Myers offense, where he's kind of more of a gadget player, like we saw a bit last year, but this year he's kind of really taking the role of, we'll disguise him on the run, and we can throw it to him as well, whether it's a jet sweep or a screen I mean, how versatile and how important is it to have a kid like Mason Dotson to get in your offense to really kind of be able to confuse defenses week in and week out?
I mean, Mason is a really special player. He's an even better kid, which is awesome. He's a great leader as a sophomore. He's one of our leaders on the team, which is really, really, really special. And then being able to use him in any role offensively gives us a great opportunity to open up the playbook a ton and be able to throw in different schemes and concepts. And the best thing about Mason is he doesn't care where he plays. He doesn't even, there's times when Hank, has more carries, he's the first one to build up Hank and high five. And he always is very positive, and he just wants to win. And I think, that doesn't happen all the time, and it's really special when it does. So Mason's a really, really good kid who is just happy to play, happy to win, and also is one of the most competitive kids I've ever been around. So he's a complete package for sure.
And one of the big question marks is the receiving core headed into this year. Of course, you had Jackson Torres, you had Kirkner, you had Ryan Jackson. Of course, you saw him last week in the broadcast booth. But who's going to be that new young receiving core that you have? And I'd say it's done pretty well. I mean, Cameron Wells has been able to be kind of your 50-50 ball guy. Keegan Folk has been very versatile on the return and also just as a receiver himself. And then you incorporate, Eli Hedrick a little bit. And then, of course, the tight ends, which they're kind of in a mix. We'll hit that on the next question. But talk to me about also the growth of your receiving core as well and kind of what you've seen from them this season.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we lost Jackson Torres last year, Cam Henderson, Harrison Rivers, Ryan Jackson, and then Corey Kirshner. So, I mean, we had, about 5 shoes to fill. And we saw it last year when I was coaching those guys on the JV squad with Cam Wells, Keegan Folk, and with Hedrick too, and Cole Tharp some before he got hurt. It was like, man, like these guys, they're young, they got a lot to learn, but the flashes were there. And then this summer was really big. Coming in, learning a new offense is always tough. And these receivers, there were some growing pains with it, but they were really relentless and they just wanted to learn and they wanted to play. And my favorite thing about these guys is they just they're just very selfless. Wyatt Gatlin's another one who his name might not always pop up on catches and yards, but he's one of our best blockers, and they just take pride in doing whatever they can to help the team. And I think that's all we could ask for those guys. And it also helps with, guys like Cam Wells who have really good 40 times and really high verticals. Same with Keegan Folk who can go up and make plays. So I think having that combination of the athleticism, but also with them being selfless and just wanting to help the team as the best they can. I mean, it makes my job a lot of fun when I get to coach kids like that.
And kind of the big question that we went into this week going is who is going to play tight end, especially last week as well with, Peyton McAvoy and Brady Coulthard done for the rest of the year. And there's a big question mark, but so far we've seen really phenomenal performances from the younger Riley McAvoy, Peyton Stanley, and we've even seen Brooks Bear out there line up at tight end. So what's kind of been the key to those guys who you've seen them play on JV, but now they get to perform on Fridays as well and help in a big role that definitely needs filling?
Yeah, it's been really cool to see. Tight ends coach Keaton Tuttle does an awesome job coaching those guys up. And I think it's pretty special for Peyton. His injury is really unfortunate, which stinks. We'd love to have him back. Same with Coulthard. Those two are really good friends. And with Riley being Peyton's bigger younger brother, it's fun to see those two just really coach him up, really help him learn, because Riley has great potential, and just having essentially two extra coaches there helping him out is great. Peyton Stanley, his progression from freshman year to now his junior year has been awesome. He has worked his tail off in the weight room and he's worked incredibly hard. So it's fun to see him start to get incorporated a little bit. He's done a great job for us on the JV this year. And then when his number got called, when, our two tight ends went down, Peyton was ready and he's always willing to learn, always, what can I do? What can I do? So that's really awesome too. And then we've seen Brooks on the defensive side of the ball, and then he's always willing. He's like, hey, I'll come over and play tight end, whatever you need. Whatever you need, I'll do, which that shows the character of him as well, that he might be extremely exhausted for, scoop and scoring another touchdown, but it's just like, he's like, I'm ready to go on offense. So all three of those guys have done a great job. Riley's done a really good job being open to coaching, just wanting to learn as much as he can. Tight end's not really a natural position for him, but he's like, hey, I'll do what I can to be on the field, and he's done a really good job with that.
I want to take a look at tonight's matchup, I should say, recording this on Friday against Louisburg. This is a young team that, Coach Harding, being an alum himself, he takes a lot of pride in that program. And of course, this is another big rivalry on Highway 180, I'd say, between you and the Panthers. And of course, now the Wildcats get to come down on senior night. And kind of the first question I have is, what have you seen on tape from the Wildcats defense that run a 4-2-5 and, basic defense, but there's a lot of, opportunities for Coach Harding to do some game planning around.
Yeah, Louisburg, we, again, this is year 3 for me, and the last 2 years have been extremely close games, definition of dogfights. I mean, they are a really, really well-coached team, and those players over at Louisburg take great pride in being a Wildcat over there and wearing the Louisburg name. So, again, hats off to that coaching staff, because we always know that they are going to be extremely well-coached, and they do a phenomenal job over there. They're going to be really athletic. They're going to be, while they might be a little younger than years past, we just know they're going to be well coached. We know they're not going to make assignment mistakes. They're going to be where they need to be. So our receivers, especially on the perimeter, are going to have to do a good job blocking, because we know those corners and safeties for Louisburg are going to be extremely physical.
And you mentioned the youth of this team, and you also have some youth on your team as well in terms of how balanced this offense is. What's going to be a big key for your offense to be successful tonight?
I think the biggest key is starting with our inside run game and being able to work out. I think if we can establish that run game, that opens up a ton for us where we can showcase some of our athleticism on the outside. Again, our offensive line, they're a really experienced group. They're a great group to be around, and they set the tone for us. So when they set the tone, then we'll be able to hopefully do some things we want to do. But with those 5 up front, 6 when rounds on rotates in there, with those 5-6 guys, they do a good job for us.
Louisburg, of course, playing a 6 offensive line front, which, seeing that on tape for me was definitely unique. And I know you also played a bit of secondary in high school, if I'm not mistaken, at Smoky Valley. I think it's going to be an interesting matchup, but also kind of speaking about the secondary, of course, that being experience as well. Senior night tonight. I mean, it's going to be a packed house in Spring Hill. Talk to me about, how big this night is, especially for your guys that get to embrace the last regular season game at Broncos Stadium. I mean, what's that going to feel like for you as a coach as well?
Oh, it's the best to see the community come out and support the guys. We always tell the guys that, this is your community. This is your team. This is people come to watch you play. And it's really cool. The community has totally embraced the football team, and there's always a packed house, which is awesome. All the boys say, the thing they're kind of miss the most is just running out of the tunnel and seeing everybody there support them. So just to see those boys really embrace the community and the community embrace them, it's really special. And it's fun just to kind of take a step back sometimes and watch and be like, wow, this is truly a pretty cool place to be at.
Coach, one more game tonight, and I know certainly for you, this has been a really phenomenal team this year. If you could just describe this team in one word, what would that be, and what's kind of your reasoning behind it?
I would say that this team is extremely selfless. They don't really care who gets the ball. They don't care who scores. They don't care who makes the block. They just want to win. They want to do everything they can, even if it's on special teams, if it's on, defense does a great job. Offense, they don't care who gets the ball, who scores. They just want to win. And I think that is something that that's on the boys. They've taken that. We can only tell them so much, but they've really embraced it. And I think it shows that we've been playing pretty good lately. So, and again, that's because they have a selfless approach to things, and they just want to win, which is awesome.
And a win tonight would put you at back-to-back 7-1 regular season records. Coach Heitzman, thanks for your time. Best of luck tonight.
Yep, thanks. Appreciate it.
For more than 20 years, Girkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Girkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GIRKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
Spring Hill's hometown shop is J&T Auto Service. As a full-service repair shop, J&T Auto Service works on all makes and models. Diesels, Europeans, they do it all. From combines to Corvettes. Visit J&T Auto Service for oil changes, tires, brakes, alignments, electrical diagnostics, and so much more. Small town, friendly service with high-tech tools and training. Schedule your service at J&T Auto Service. Call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
The University of Kansas Health System is proud to be the official healthcare provider of the Kansas City Chiefs. Both organizations know excellence comes through their actions. It's about giving support and collaborating together. It's providing comfort and leadership to forge the path to success. The University of Kansas Health System cares for you in every moment, no matter how small. Learn more at kansashealthsystem.com.
Rain, I wish it would go away, but it's going to be here till probably through at halftime as we come to you live from the Spring Hill Activity Center here in Spring Hill, Kansas, as it's senior night here for the Broncos. The Wildcats come to town for their 76th all-time matchup, the most of any Bronco opponent, as we bring you Bronco football right here on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strody Orthodontics. Strody Orthodontics specializes in creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strody and the staff at Strody Orthodontics is experienced, highly trained orthodontic specialists with decades of combined experience. With locations in Spring Hill, Olathe, and Overland Park. Learn more at StrodyOrtho.com. Hi, everyone. For those of you tuning in from home to avoid the rain or just want to stay home because why not? Alongside my partner here in the booth, Matt Jones, Caden Carbajo, we will say, is actually in the booth with us as well. We're not going to stick him outside. I'm Brendan Bolin. And Jonesy, I mean, no better night than senior night, and it comes on the last week of the season against a young Louisburg squad that's ready to make it another competitive game like we've seen in the past few years.
Yeah, it's exciting, and there's nothing better than senior night, and the parents get to walk out on the field with their athlete, and it's just really cool to see, and for the kids to be able to thank their parents who've supported them a ton. Those of you that have had athletes that have played varsity sports, or any sports for that matter, you know, it takes a commitment from the whole family sometimes. So it's pretty cool to recognize the families and the athletes.
This will take us right into our Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning pregame show, locally owned and operated for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs is Spring Hill's Heating and Air Conditioning Company. Learn more at comfortdesigns.net or call 913-592-4453. Let's take a look at these Broncos. They had a big shutout win over the Spartans, 43-0, the final in that one, and I did actually, in fact, learn why the clock was not running. It is a Centennial League rule. It's not a Acacia rule. It's a Centennial League rule since Emporia was the home squad. 45 standard in third and fourth quarter running clock or not running clock. So that was the rule. I got that from Coach Goodman, by the way, of course, him being my uncle, and that's why Emporia held us to 43 because he did not want a running clock in that game.
Interesting. That's good to know.
But it was a tale of the second and third quarter, Jonesy. I mean, that's when the Broncos really turned it on and completely ran away with this game.
Yeah, they totally dominated in the second and third quarters. It was just everything went their way, and, you know, Emporia they were just outmatched.
And the defense, they also came to play, and we talked about it. It was the first initial start. Coach Goodman wanted to roll the dice on fourth down inside his own 30, and the Broncos stopped them. So that led to the Broncos offense getting that first touchdown, but they had a really big couple turnovers. Brooks Berry got another touchdown, of course. He's third on the team in touchdowns at 5. I mean, this defense is coming alive right now, and they're continuing their dominance over any team they play necessarily.
Yeah, their defense is very unique. The only time they've struggled was against Eudora, and I think they learned a lot from that game. So, you know, Louisburg is well aware. Their coaches are very disciplined, and they have very good coaching staff. So Louisburg is going to come out ready to go.
And it was also when in Tac 2, they changed the formation of their defense. They went to a 4, almost 5 run at times, and it worked to their standard. And then, of course, even when they switched back to their normal defense, it still worked well. So it'll be interesting to see how the Broncos will kind of revert back to their normal defense. Also, maybe change it up against Louisburg.
I think that's a sign of a good coaching staff, that the kids are able to learn on a week-by-week basis. Because, you have your basics for both offense and defense, but the ability to game plan and do what's going to be most successful against your opponent, that's a sign of a good coaching staff.
And, of course, it was the 4th straight game with an interception for that defense as well. But this is also an interesting note for this team. This will be the 2nd straight year if they win tonight. They go 7-1 on the season. And, I mean, that just says how great the Frontier League has been, not only, just for the Broncos to round out the season with, but also the competition they get to face before they head to the playoffs. And they seem to be real well battle-tested.
They sure do. And the Frontier League's been traditionally a very tough league in Eastern Kansas. And like Coach Bouchard said at the first of the year, he's well aware of how good the Frontier League, even coaching at Harrisonville or Smithville, and Harrisonville, and then up at Staley. So he's well aware of the teams. They're definitely ready to go, and it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight, because last year we ruined the Frontier League title chances for Louisburg. So I'm sure that they are ready to get some revenge.
But now, of course, this year, Eudora's has the Frontier League
locked up.
Of course. Even if you could go to just a share, I think traditionally for me, Eudora would have the head-to-head matchup and would take the Frontier League by default.
Right, I agree.
So there's no stakes into this game for either team in the Frontier League other than the
See you later.
See you later, yeah.
Like, hey, we beat you the last time in the Frontier League. Good riddance.
For the Wildcats, we take a look at them 3-4 on the year. 2-3 in the Frontier League. They eked out a win against the Cyclones. It was a big second half for them. It was only 7-6 at halftime, but the Wildcats were able to come out of that one victorious, and that was going to be a dogfight based off of how Ottawa's situation is right now and how young this Wildcats team is.
Yeah, we've said it a couple times. It's unfortunate for Ottawa that they've had so many huge injuries, and they weren't just depth injuries. They were their best players on their team type injuries, and that's just really unfortunate because they were seniors, and we hate to see that for any level of football, especially for high school kids. They can't go back and play those games over. So Louisburg did what they needed to do last weekend and beat a talented Ottawa team, and they're coming out ready to play.
And this is an expectation for the Wildcats that Coach Harding, in his 4th season, a phenomenal coach. Got the chance to talk to him over email last week or on Monday. Phenomenal coach to talk to. He's been successful in the Frontier League. We're talking 22-4 all time in the Frontier League up to today, 22-4, but an overall career record at Louisburg of 27-8. I think that speaks volumes to how talented Coach Harding is. I mean, he started out as an assistant and played for this team back in 2010. And then progressed as an assistant, and now he's leading this program, and he's done a phenomenal job with it.
Yeah, he does a great job, and the Frontier League has good coaches up and down, but Louisburg's been one of the marquee programs in this league, and he obviously is very well known, and they game plan very well. They're always organized. They're very disciplined. This year, they're just young, and that happens for a small school.
And they graduated a lot of kids, and Ashton Moore, Miles Vos, Braden Yoder are 3 of the guys on the roster of seniors that graduated that were all league mentions on both sides of the ball. Both sides of the ball, more than any in the Frontier League. And they had 11 guys that graduated with Frontier League honors.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a lot of talent that you have to replace. And even a 5A or 6A school that has 2,000 kids in it, that's a lot of quality athleticism to replace.
But he knew this was going to be a rebuilding year. They only have 7 seniors on the roster. Only a handful are returning starters, but most of these kids are first-year starters or getting their first ever varsity reps, and that certainly has to be kind of a culture shock when you go from last year to having one of the best seasons in Wildcat football to now. This is going to be a young team that we're going to have to see kind of just grow into next year.
Yeah, and I have no doubts they will. I think you're going to be talking about this team as one of the upper echelon Frontier League teams next year, and obviously we'll be gone. We'll be in a new league, and I think we're going to be looking. We'll always pay attention to the Frontier League as sports fans and local fans, but I think they're going to be up there probably with Eudora and Tonganoxie as the usual contenders.
We'll step aside for just a brief moment. When we come back, senior night ceremony. You're watching Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strody Orthodontics.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here as part of Fort Scott Community College's John Deere Tech program. Maybe you belong here as part of the perennial playoff-bound Greyhound baseball team. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
Buy one Sonic Smasher and get another free. That's right, buy one hand-smashed Angus beef Sonic Smasher and get another free. It's the dual threat quarterback of burger deals. Buy one, get one free in the Sonic app.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Vet Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown veterinarians who know and care about your family. We provide cutting-edge diagnostic services, digital radiology, ultrasound, and in-house same-day blood work, chiropractic, and reproductive services. Come in and see us at our new location here in Paola in the Industrial Park with indoor cattle and equine facilities complete with a hydraulic tip chute. With a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Bronco fans can find us at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2015. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Find whole body wellness with Soozo Chiropractic in downtown Spring Hill. Relax and recharge with medical grade infrared. Experience natural relief with dry needling and acupuncture. Or try stem wave therapy, a cutting edge option for pain relief and healing. Whether it's you, your kids, or your family, Soozo Chiropractic is here to help you feel your best. Visit us at 102 South Main in Spring Hill or call 913-592-0010. Soozo Chiropractic. Relax, restore, and live well.
Back here in our Comfort Design Heating and Air Conditioning pregame show here on Spring Hill Sports Live. All the guys lined up right in front of the tunnel, getting ready to get set for senior night. Always a special time, and we'll step aside as our public address announcer will take it away from here.
Tonight we celebrate and honor the class of 2026 from our girls golf and football programs. These seniors have poured their time, talent, and spirit into our school and community. We'll begin with our girls golf team, starting with Ryland Laws. Ryland has joined tonight by her parents Kim and Ken Laws. She has been a member of the Spring Hill golf team for 3 years. She also participated in volleyball her freshman year and is a member of FFA and FCA. Her favorite golf memories include going to state as individual qualifier her junior year and then again as a senior with the entire team qualifying for the first time in Spring Hill history. After graduation, Ryland plans to pursue golf at Hays State Community College majoring in agricultural business. Congratulations, Ryland. Up next is Ainsley Whitman. Ainsley is joined tonight by her parents, Frank and Kelly Whitman. This is her 3rd year playing golf for the Lady Broncos. She has also been involved in volleyball for 1 year, track for 1 year, and is serving as her 4th year as the girls basketball team manager. She has also been a Lynx leader for 2 years. Her favorite memories include the car rides to and from games filled with laughter and the unforgettable moment when Coach LaPlante told her that the team had qualified for state. After high school, Ainsley plans to attend a school that offers a radiology tech program. Congratulations, Ainsley. Now on the football team, here are our senior Broncos. Up first is Clayton Meek. Clayton is joined tonight by his parents, Mark and Stephanie Meek. He has been a dedicated member of the Bronco football program for 4 years. Outside of football, he's been active in FFA for 4 years, track for 2 years, and powerlifting for 3. Clayton's favorite memories come from playing alongside his older brother Carter, an experience that helped him grow both as an athlete and as a person. After graduation, Clayton plans to earn his CDL license in the summer of 2026 and attend Manhattan Area Technical College, where he will major in electrical power distribution and become certified in welding technology. Congratulations, Clayton. Up next is Brady Coltharp. Brady is joined tonight by his parents, Kyle and Tracy Coltharp. This is Brady's 2nd year at Spring Hill High School, and he's been a pivotal member of both the football and baseball teams since he started here. His favorite high school memory is beating Louisburg to win league last year. After graduation, Brady plans to continue his baseball career at Fort Scott while earning a degree in business. Congratulations, Brady. Up next is Wyatt Gatlin. Wyatt is joined tonight by his parents, Colby and Melinda Gatlin. He started at Spring Hill High School his sophomore year and has played for the football team ever since. He also played for the baseball team for 1 year. After graduation, Wyatt plans to attend Johnson County Community College to pursue a degree in construction management. Congratulations, Wyatt. Up next is Braden Craich. Braden is joined tonight by his parents, Lisa and Lee Craich. He played for the Bronco team for 2 years and has enjoyed the time spent with his teammates, particularly to stay in camp at the beginning of the season. After graduation, Braden plans to serve his country in the United States Air Force and eventually pursue his dream of opening his own auto mechanic garage. Congratulations, Braden. Up next is Hank Kachaver. Hank is joined tonight by his parents, Brian and Stephanie Kachaver. He has been a member of the Bronco football team for 4 years and is also involved in FFA. His favorite memories include playing football with his closest friends and grabbing food with the team after games. After graduation, Hank plans to pursue a career as an electrician. Congratulations, Hank. Up next is Alex Markson. Alex is joined tonight by his parents, Chris and Carrie Markson. This is Alex's 4th year as a dedicated member of the Spring Hill Bronco football team, where he has worked hard and grown both on and off the field. In addition to football, Alex also competed on the wrestling team for 1 year. After graduation, although he's still undecided about his area of study, Alex plans to attend Johnson County Community College. Congratulations, Alex. Up next is Cayman Maddox. Cayman is joined tonight by his parents, Mark and Charlotte Maddox. He has been a member of the Bronco football team for 4 years and has also participated in track and madrigals for 3 years. David's favorite part of playing football at Spring Hill has been the lifelong friendships he's made along the way. After graduation, he plans to attend Kansas State University to study business administration and finance. Congratulations, Kate. Up next is Peyton McAvoy. Peyton is joined tonight by his parents, Patrick and Audra McAvoy. He has been a dedicated member of the Bronco football program for the past 4 years. In addition to football, Peyton has also played basketball throughout high school. His favorite memories include the excitement of home games and the strong bond he built with his teammates during the summer. After graduation, Peyton plans to attend Kansas State University to study finance. Congratulations, Peyton. Up next is Jordan Miller. Jordan is joined tonight by his parents, Justin and Megan Miller. Jordan is a 4-year member of the Spring Hill Broncos football program. In addition to football, Jordan has been a 4-year athlete in both basketball and baseball, showcasing his talent and commitment across multiple sports throughout his high school career. Some of Jordan's favorite memories from football include winning the league title in Louisburg last season, and most importantly, the brotherhood and lifelong friendships he has built with his teammates. After graduation, Jordan plans to continue playing football in college while pursuing a degree in construction management. Congratulations, Jordan. Up next is Cole Pinhollow. Cole is joined tonight by his parents, Sarah and Alex Pinhollow. Cole has played football for the Broncos for the past 2 years. He has also participated in baseball and powerlifting. His favorite memory is the feeling of being out under the lights on Friday nights. After graduation, Cole plans to attend Johnson County Community College Trade School to become an electrician. Congratulations, Cole. Up next is Duncan Pinkham. Duncan is joined tonight by his parents, Billy and Butch Pinkham, and his sister, Clara. He has been a part of the Bronco football program for 4 years. In addition to football, Duncan has been involved in wrestling, hype squad, forensics, and debate. His favorite memory from his time in the program is being elected as a team captain. After graduation, Duncan plans to continue his athletic career by playing college football or wrestling. Congratulations, Duncan. Next, we have Benny Reagan. Benny is joined tonight by his parents, Scott and Cheryl Reagan. He has been a dedicated member of the Bronco football program for 4 years. Benny is also a 4-year member of the Spring Hill baseball program and played 1 year of basketball. His favorite memory as a Bronco athlete is winning the league title against Louisburg last year. After graduation, although he is not yet committed to a school, Benny plans to continue his baseball career at the college level. Congratulations, Benny. Up next is Colin Rowenzon. Colin is joined tonight by his mom, Carrie Rowenzon. He has been a part of the Bronco football program for 3 years and has also participated in powerlifting, track, and madrigals. Colin's favorite memories come from friendships he has made in the summer spent on the field with his teammates. After high school, Colin plans to attend the University of Kansas to study political science and participate in the Air Force ROTC program. Congratulations, Colin. Up next is Kyle Stewart. Kyle is joined tonight by his parents, Pete and Marla Stewart. Kyle has been a part of the football program at Spring Hill for 4 years. He has also competed in golf, basketball, and baseball. His favorite memory is playing under the lights with his best friends and representing Spring Hill with pride. After graduation, Kyle plans to attend Pittsburgh State University and study construction management. Congratulations, Kyle. Up next is Siler Stewart. Siler is joined tonight by his parents, Brittany and Seth Stewart. Over the past 4 years, Siler has been a dedicated member of the Bronco football program, while also competed in basketball for 2 years and track for 1 year. His favorite memory is playing alongside his friends and creating unforgettable moments on the football field. After graduation, Siler plans to attend Manhattan Technical College. Congratulations, Siler. Up next is Blake Surrey. Blake is joined tonight by his parents, Mike and Jenny Surrey. This is Blake's first year at Spring Hill High School, but he has played football for the past 3 years at Washburn Rural High School. In addition to football, he has also participated in track and basketball. Blake's favorite memory is the excitement and energy of playing under the Friday night lights. After graduation, he plans to run track in college while pursuing a degree in business or law. Congratulations, Blake. And finally, we have Tucker Wingert. Tucker is joined tonight by his parents, Casey and Nicholas Wingert. He has been a member of the football team for 4 years. He has also been on the wrestling team for 4 years, as well as a member of FFA. His favorite memory as a Bronco was winning the league championship last year. His plans for next year are not yet set, but we can't wait to see what lies ahead. Congratulations, Tucker. And congratulations to all of our seniors recognized tonight. Thank you for the memories, the leadership, and the pride you brought to Spring Hill High School. You've left your mark on the programs here, and your legacy will live on for years to come.
Again, on behalf of us here at Spring Hill Sports Live, we'd like to congratulate all the athletes being recognized here tonight and all the seniors here on on behalf of us here at Spring Hill Sports Live. Just a phenomenal group of seniors that definitely have left their mark on this program.
Oh, absolutely. Some of those boys have been out here for 4 years, and seen a lot of Friday Night Lights, and it's just really cool to see them honored and see their families honored. And maybe it's also with my daughter being a senior as well. These are her peers and classmates, so it's just really, really cool to kind of see what the class of 2026 is going to accomplish.
We'll step aside for another brief moment. When we come back, our pregame area matchups presented by Elliot Insurance Group. You're watching Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strody Orthodontics.
I've been doing real estate for 8 years now, and we've run across clients where they're interested in land, but then what do we do with it? Well, what do you want to do with it?
There's a lot of pressure on individuals now to make those decisions quickly. And I think with our experience, with our backgrounds, we know how to work with the cities and how to work with the contractors to make it a smoother process for the buyer.
So if you're looking for real estate
or land planning services,
contact us today at epre.biz.
First Auction Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
My name is Dr. Claire Strody. I'm the owner and orthodontist here at Strody Orthodontics. You may run into me out at the soccer fields or out on the baseball diamonds. The things that I love most about orthodontics are when patients tell me how much they enjoy their smile and how much more confidence they have after having their treatment. We love serving the families and people here in South Johnson County and also surrounding areas. And I look forward to serving you and your family.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
It's a raining here in Spring Hill as we welcome you back into our Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning pregame show here on Spring Hill Sports Live. Matt Jones, Kenny Carbajo, I'm Brendan Bolin, and it's time for our pregame area matchups, and they're presented by Elliot Insurance Group. Elliot has served area communities for decades. When you're out traveling to your next big matchup, be sure to look for an Elliot location near you. Learn more at elliotInsuranceGroup.com. We'll go from the Frontier League to the UKC, and then some notable matchups from around Kansas. Actually, before we do that, we'll start with the only game that was played last night. Olathe South versus Shawnee Mission South. Olathe South taking that one 38-21, the final in that one. A lot of the more notable team that plays on Thursday being Olathe South and Shawnee Mission South another. So just another Thursday matchup for them too, and pretty much we've seen now all the Olathe and Shawnee Mission schools, even Lawrence now, play on Thursday. So it's an interesting time to play.
Yeah, when you share district stadiums like most of the suburban schools do, it's kind of just a way of life.
We'll start off in the Frontier League. Tonganoxie traveling to Ottawa tonight. The Chieftains are looking to bounce back after losing a heartbreaker to Eudora. The Cyclones, they're coming off a loss against Louisburg, so both these teams want to rebound, but it's a matter of who wants it more tonight.
Sure is, and both teams are kind of looking for pride right now and to improve their seed a little bit. Maybe one of them can make a run. Just have to kind of see.
Eudora looking for the number 1 seed throughout the playoffs, but in their way is the Paola Panthers, and both these teams run a similar offense in a sense. Paola will kind of switch back to a spread sometimes, but this is going to be which running back can get the most yards. We've seen Grayson Moody, we've seen Bodie Shea, but it's a matter of which offensive line is going to prevail and which defense can get off the field faster.
Right, and I was very impressed with Eudora's offense and defensive line, and I think they're going to it may be close for a little bit, but I feel like Eudora will pull away.
Bonner Springs, they're playing really good football. They managed to put up 21 against the Panthers last week. Got some points for the first time since week 1, in fact, against this Broncos squad. Yeah, and then they're going to take on the Schlegel Stallions. So that'll be a nice area matchup in the Kansas City area.
Yeah, hopefully Bonner can come up with a win this evening. And, Schlegel's kind of struggling, but be good opportunity for the Braves tonight.
Baldwin taking on Osawatomie. Osawatomie, kind of a program that's been under the limbo for a few years. Baldwin will look to try and take care of business tonight.
Yeah, they should. Osawatomie is kind of a struggling program right now.
Topeka Seaman taking on DeSoto. Baser Linwood has a solid matchup against Lansing. Leavenworth, the only non-conference game in the UKC. They take on the Holton Wildcats, an interesting matchup there.
It is interesting, actually. And Holton's not the Holton that we're used to seeing, but they'll still be a tough out for Leavenworth.
Topeka West takes on Piper, and Turner taking on Shawnee Heights, rounding out the UKC. Jonesy, what do you got for around the area?
Well, a couple things we're keeping an eye on. Washington at Topeka Highland Park. Obviously, Washington right now is just scoring like crazy. They've scored 80 points once this season, and they've scored 60s and 70s multiple times. So right now they're looking at securing the 1 seed against Highland Park, which I would expect they would. Some games that could affect the Broncos moving into the playoffs. Right now, if everything holds, Blue Valley North will be our first round opponent, and they take on St. Thomas Aquinas tonight. Aquinas would be the heavy favorite in that one. Shawnee Mission North at Mill Valley. And St. James Academy is hosting Blue Valley West. So if things stand, we're actually looking pretty good.
We'll step aside one final time here on Spring Hill Sports Live. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Buy one Sonic Smasher and get another free. That's right, buy one hand-smashed Angus beef Sonic Smasher and get another free. It's the dual threat quarterback of burger deals. Buy one, get one free in the Sonic.
The Kansas City Chiefs and the University of Kansas Cancer Center are at the top of their game. Both organizations know excellence comes through their actions. It's about giving support and collaborating together. It's providing comfort and leadership to forge the path to success. The University of Kansas Cancer Center cares for you in every moment, no matter how small. Learn more at kucancercenter.org.
The industry's most advanced equipment and training, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and the small-town friendly service you expect. That's J&T Auto Service in Spring Hill. Eliminate the veil of uncertainty with J&T Auto's digital diagnostic process. This unique service ensures transparency, clear communication, and documentation, allowing for a quick and complete repair. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Vet Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown veterinarians who know and care about your family. We provide cutting-edge diagnostic services, digital radiology, ultrasound, and in-house same-day blood work, chiropractic, and reproductive services. Come in and see us at our new location here in Paola in the Industrial Park with indoor cattle and equine facilities complete with a hydraulic tip chute. With a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
Hi, I'm Katie Casey, and I'm honored to be a third-generation realtor in our Crown Realty family. My dad and grandparents started Crown Realty in 1973, and since then we have grown to become one of the largest brokerages in the Midwest. We now have 8 office locations and over 150 agents covering about 20 counties across Kansas and Missouri. Reach out to us today to experience the Crown Realty difference, where we are committed to treating our agents like family and our clients like royalty.
Back in here on our Cover Design Seating and Air Conditioning pregame show here on Spring Hill Sports Live. We'll continue into our Elliot Insurance Group pregame area matchups as the Broncos are out. The Wildcats will make their way out here shortly. As, of course, you mentioned Aquinas, the number 1 seed and the number 1 ranked team in 5A, taking on Blue Valley North, Blue Valley West against the 3rd ranked St. James Academy Thunder. Shawnee Mission North will be taking on the 5th ranked in 5A Mill Valley Jaguars. So, interesting matchup there. Mill Valley definitely has the upper hand in that one. But the North, the Bison, they've been really good so far this season. The 3rd ranked Bishop Miege Stags will take on Blue Valley, the Tigers of 6A. Another tough matchup for Bishop Miege.
Yeah, right now the bottom side of 5A East is absolutely loaded. And it's just the way that everything falls. You've got several schools that are in big conferences that play in the Sunflower and the EKO leagues, and then they go to the playoffs and they play all those other leagues, and it's just their records are very, very deceiving. Even for Blue Valley North, if that seed holds, just because they have a losing record doesn't mean that they're going to be an easy out. And Blue Valley Southwest is looking to play Washington in the first round, and again, that's not going to be an easy out for Kansas City, Washington.
And it's a battle of the crew here between the Olathe Northwest Ravens and the 4th ranked in 6A Olathe West Owls. Interesting matchup there. I know both of you work for both respective schools, so
that's right.
It'd be kind of a heart-tearing matchup between the two of you. Caden next to me, Matt Jones on the far side. But it should be an interesting.
Watch it, punk. Yeah, I talked to some of the Northwest coaches this week, and Mill Valley just gashed them, and I watched some film with them, and they showed me some stuff, and it's all correctable, but West is a really good team. It sounds like their passing game is pretty legit, so it should be a wild one.
Battle of the Blue Valleys, Northwest and Southwest will take on each other tonight, but this is a Southwest team led by former Bronco head coach Cole Orrick that Anthony Orrick, I should say. Nothing's gone right so far for them. Blue Valley Northwest also kind of in that same boat, but just one of these teams has to get on the upper hand here.
Right. Northwest was kind of expected to be one of the contenders in 6A East, and they've had a little bit of a down season by their standards, and Southwest had, I want to say, 5 or 6 kids transfer to Rockhurst. Their middle school, their feeder was really, really good, and then they all bailed. So that's unfortunate for them. That really stinks. I'm sure those coaches were expecting to be a little more competitive this year, but that happens sometimes.
And then you mentioned the Highland Park Washington game. Definitely a game to look out for. I mean, Washington, they're loaded offense. Highland Park, they've had a really solid year this year. So it'll be interesting to see where that one goes. This is kind of a game outside of Washington's conference, so anything goes in that one. And then Gardner Edgerton will take on Shawnee Mission West, and this has been an interesting year for Gardner. Normally we're used to seeing them dominate year in and year out, but this year it's been really interesting to say the least.
Right. They're rebuilding for Gardner, and I don't think they'll have any problems with Shawnee Mission West tonight. That's definitely a program that's struggling right now.
And we're about 3.5 minutes away from kickoff here as we give you tonight's starting lineups. We'll start with the Broncos on offense. At quarterback, it'll be Jordan Miller, the 6'3", 180-pound senior. At running back, it'll be Hank Katshaver. In the slot / gadget player, Mason Dotson. Wide receiver core, Keegan Folk, Cameron Wells, Eli Hedrick, Wyatt Gatlin will all see reps tonight at tight end. We'll see a lot of Riley McAvoy, but also Peyton Stanley. We've seen the junior get in there pretty often as well, so it'd be interesting to see what the tandem is there. Duncan Pinkham, Brody Cox, Tucker Wingerter, Kevin Maddox, and Clayton Meek all up front. Been so phenomenal for the Broncos this year. Defensively, there is a change. We did see Alex Markson in street clothes, so we are hoping it's nothing too serious, but if it were not to be Alex Markson, Zedric Thomas would be the next man up, and certainly it's been a phenomenal guy to have as a backup. And talking with the coaching staff, they said they want to be too deep in everything.
And that's how they need to be. You know, a school the size of Spring Hill with almost around 1,100 students, you should be 2 to 3 deep at everything so you can plug and play.
Louisburg has won the toss, and they've elected to defer to the second half, so Spring Hill will be receiving this ball to start the game off. As they round out the rest of the starting lineups for the Broncos, Edric Thomas, Brooks Bear, and Mason Harvey will be the 3 up front. Don't be surprised if Lane Newson, the freshman, will rotate in at nose tackle as well. Kyle Stewart, Braden Bell, Cade McCann will rotate in at linebacker. Andrew Pullen also will be in that rotation. Benny Reagan, Jake Weiss, the cornerbacks. Carter Rainey, free safety. Sailor Stewart at strong safety. Mikey Beck, the nickel. And, of course, the kicker tonight. The kickers rotate between Aiden Odell and Keegan Eckert. It was Keegan Eckert, actually, last week, but just had a different number on.
Okay.
Brooks Bear, of course, the punter. Max Kachaver, the long snapper on field goals and extra points. Benny Reagan, of course, punt returner. And the kick returner being Cameron Wells and Keegan Folk. So out come the Wildcats. This is Blaze Vos on to kick off for Louisburg. First team Frontier League as a kicker. He's also the running back. Cameron Wells is back deep. And this kickoff is presented by Dan the Taylor Man here. It's the Broncos and the Wildcats on senior night. Are you ready, folks? I am. Here we go. Kick is away. And this will be bobbled by Wells, but it'll be taken in past the 10. Here he is, past the 25, places to the 29-yard line. He'll be brought down of the Wildcats by Eli Roth, the junior.
Good sure hands. It's going to be really important with the ball. It's going to be wet. The turf's going to be wet, and the rain continues to fall. Luckily, it's a miss, but it still could create some problems offensively for both teams.
And out comes Jordan Miller at quarterback. Not much. We've seen him kind of on the downtrend of taking the ball himself, but he can sling it really well at 87 yards and a touchdown, 4 or 5 on completions last week.
And he really hasn't had to run the ball very much recently.
On 1st and 10, it's a screen pass to Folk. It's off his hands, and it's going to be ruled incomplete.
That was a forward pass, but that's something where Folk needs to be a little bit more aware. He should probably go ahead and get on that ball regardless if he thinks it was forward or not, just to make sure. You never know how the official's going to see it. Interesting coming out throwing.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Bronco 29-yard line. 4-3-5 defense for the Wildcats. Although they do like to rush 5. They'll pitch it out to Dotson. It's an end around actually to Wyatt Gatlin. Here he goes up the sideline. Wyatt Gatlin past the 30. Still going. And he's tripped out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. How about that on senior night for Wyatt Gatlin?
You got to love it. Gatlin getting an opportunity to make a play, and boy, does he get it. He had 5 blockers all looking out for him, and he danced down the sideline, putting the Broncos into the red zone. How cool is that?
Lincoln Nilsson was the one to knock him out of bounds, but Wyatt Gatlin getting it done. And the ball will be spotted at the Wildcat 7-yard line. Man, oh man. On 1st down, it's a give up the middle to Kachaver. Turns his way towards the 5, and that's about all you will get there brought down by number 53 and Braxton Kochner, the junior.
Nice misdirection. Millard running the offense like he normally does. He's doing a good job. Facing one way, handing off the other. Nice, good first down gain for the Broncos.
Also should mention in the sports world, game 1 of the World Series tonight as well, Dodgers and Blue Jays. How about the ALCS, Jonesy? Incredible 7-game series.
Whew.
Here we go, 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line. Only one in the backfield with Miller. It's a give to the only back in Kachaver. And he's in for the touchdown. 5-yard touchdown rush for Hank Kachaver. And the senior running back gets it done. And the Broncos on the board to start off this ball game.
And the Broncos showing some fire early.
And all set up by, of course, the other senior in Wyatt Gatlin getting it done here. Aiden Odell on to kick the extra point. This is Keegan Eckert, actually. Snap good, hold good, or that is Odell, excuse me. Kick is good. The Broncos tack on 7. Hank Kachaver, a 5-yard touchdown rush into the end zone. Back in just 30 seconds. Back here on Spring Hill Sports Live, opening drive touchdown for the Broncos. Hank Kachaver gets it done on the ground. Aiden Odell on to kick this one off. 2 back deep for the Wildcats here. Everybody on their feet that made it to Broncos Stadium on a wet and very cold Friday night. And this one is muffed inside the 5, picked up and taken across the middle past the 10 to the 15-yard line. That was Matthias Wright, the sophomore.
And that could have been an awful play for the Wildcats. Wright did a good job being able to corral the ball and make something out of nothing.
It's time for our Keys to the Game presented by the Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce, reminding you to support our community and shop local. Keep up to date with Chamber events by visiting them online at springhillks.org or stop by the new office in downtown Spring Hill. Jonesy, take it away.
Well, we'll start with defense. I think we need to stop the big play. That's been one of our Achilles heel this year. We've got to stop the big play. Keep the receivers in front of you on every play and just stay disciplined.
Even Coach Heinschmidt saying, we got to win at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
On first down, this is Max Amerin, the give to Blaze Fos, and he'll turn his way past the 15, gets to about the 16-yard line where he's marked. And this is another guy that the Wildcats will need to rely on this year, is getting him involved in the run game. And Max Amerin, the new quarterback. You had Alex Sod last year, second-team All-Frontier League quarterback. How do you replace him? You go to another guy that can throw it. He plays baseball as well. Max Amerin, the junior, the new QB1 for the Wildcats. Very phenomenal dual-threat guy they have. 2nd and 5, man in motion. It's a keeper for Max Amerin, and he'll be wrapped up at the 25-yard line. Mason Harvey right there on the stop, but the Wildcats move the chains there.
And this is exactly what the Wildcats need to do. They need to come out. They need to keep the ball away from the explosive Bronco offense, and they're going to have to establish their running game, just methodically work their way down the field.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Or they'll call it the 27. 27-yard line seems more appropriate. As we mentioned, the guy up front, Ryan Drummond, the guy we've seen up front. Andrew Poland there. On first down, it's a give to Vos, and he's tripped up immediately. How about that stop right there? That's number 91. That's Lane Newson. So it is going to be Lane Newson patrolling up front with Harvey and Bear.
And, Bears, his presence on the outside, he did a really good job. He had the outside contained, and he made those step up into the line of scrimmage, allowing his teammates to make the tackle.
2nd down and 8 from the 29. Tight end attached to the right side. It's another give to Vos. Trying to go downhill, and he's going to turn his way to the 35-yard line. But it's going to be 3rd down and short coming up. Big gain of 7 on that play. Or actually, the referees will say he got enough for the 1st down.
That was a good call by the Louisburg offense. The attack was on by the Bronco defense. So once he got the ball and hit the hole, he was running directly to the north, and the Bronco defenders were in chase mode from that point on.
1st and 10, Wildcats. Again, not had to face a 3rd down yet so far. At their own 37-yard line. Just one in the backfield is Vos. Man in motion across, it's Getterman. It's a keeper for Ameren, and he'll be wrapped up immediately. Going nowhere.
Excellent pursuit by the Bronco defense as they flowed so well to that play.
Let's take a look at that replay presented by Attic Storage of Spring Hill. Just got downfield immediately, nowhere to go. Nice job by the sophomore Carter Rainey to get it done there. Second and 10, again from the 37-yard line. 4 out wide, just one in the backfield with Ameren. Ameren, he'll look to throw for the first time today. Over the middle and incomplete. Just a bit slippery is the football, and that just went in and out of the hands of Braxton Eastland, the sophomore. It'll be 3rd down.
And that ball was almost picked by the Broncos. We had a guy run right across the middle that had his hands up, probably distracted the receiver a little bit, but still got to come up with that ball if you're the Wildcats.
3rd and 10 coming up at their own 37. Broncos faithful making some noise here. Here comes Spring Hill. A quick screen to Getterman. Shakes off one tackle and another, but it'll be forced out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Only a gain of a couple, and it's 4th down coming up.
I like the call by the Wildcat offense. I like the wide receiver screen. Just Bronco defense flowed really well, and we're able to wrap him up and take him down.
Again, taking a look at that replay. Getterman doing a nice job shaking off a tackle or two. Weiss was in there, but Newsom and Poland able to force Getterman out of bounds. The sophomore, Benny Reagan, and also Keegan Folk back deep. This is Blaise Vos on to punt. And this one, he barely gets off. This one spiraling high. And he'll take a Bronco bounce, and I think it'll be at, they're going to say just a yard short of midfield at the Bronco 49-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody got a hand on it. It looked like they were definitely right in Vos's face. So it was really lucky they got that away at all.
Well, and of course, we'd like to thank Attic Storage of Spring Hill for sponsoring our replays. Attic Storage offers climate-controlled units, RV, and vehicle storage, plus clean, move-in, ready spaces. As a veteran-owned, community-focused business, Attic features monitored 24/7 with friendly on-site managers. Rent, reserve, and pay online anytime at attic-storage.com. Kind of a really phenomenal thing we've done this year is added replay. It's only elevated our broadcast this season. On 1st down, Miller will look back, and he's got a man open. This is Riley McAvoy. Here goes Riley McAvoy to the 30. Down inside to the 27-yard line.
Love the confidence in the coaching staff with the ability to throw the ball even in poor conditions.
And just look at Miller just going back there. Riley McAvoy right there to make the catch, and then just going downfield, trusting his blockers. And Clayton Meek got a nice block downfield there.
Love it.
1st down and 10 at the 28. Miller pitches it out to Mason Dotson. There goes Mason Dotson, full head of steam, cuts inside to the 20, and it'll be wrapped down. Big chunk from Dotson there.
And I love the misdirection there, but it's not the type of misdirection you think. Pinkham, the left tackle, was pulling to the right side, and then the misdirection took them to the other side of the field. So usually that's a key that the defense can watch is the linemen, where they pull and where they attack. Great play call, great setup.
2nd and 3 for the Broncos at the Wildcat 21. Big gain of 7 on the play for Dotson. Call him the gadget player, do it all. He can run the ball. He can also receive it as well. They'll fake the give to Dotson, and Miller will throw, and he's got a man downfield. This is Kachaver, past the 5, barreling in for the touchdown. Hey, Kachaver, back-to-back touchdowns on back-to-back drives.
And well executed by the Broncos again, showing they're not afraid to throw in the rain. Just an easy pitch and catch from Miller to Kachaver.
We'll take a look at this replay here. You get the design of a normal traditional fullback on play action, and Kachaver easily just barreling through. Snap good, hold good, kick is through the uprights and good for the Broncos. Back-to-back touchdowns for Hank Kachaver. The Broncos lead it by 2 scores here in the first quarter. Back here on Spring Hill Sports Live, back-to-back touchdowns for Kachaver. This time a receiving touchdown of 21 yards. As Aiden Odell is back to kick off. This is a Broncos team last week that's definitely cleaned up their extra points. Really struggled last week against Emporia, 2 of 2 so far. Especially in conditions like these, as Odell kicks this one away. This is Matthias Wright, takes it inside the 10. He's got a wide open space past the 30 before he's wrapped down by Siler Stewart.
And Wright showing some good speed, accelerating up into the Bronco kickoff team.
So Wildcats will set up shop here at their own 32-yard line is where Matthias Wright was brought down. Again, Broncos 14-0 lead thanks to back-to-back touchdowns. The Wildcats were forced to punt on their first drive of offense, but they were able to get away from the 3rd down until they faced 3rd and 10. 1st and 10 from the 31. It's Amron under center. This is a give to the outside for Vos, breaking a tackle before he's wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Big play from Jake Weiss.
That's definitely improvement that the Broncos have made since the Eudora game. Their outside contain and their discipline has been improving each week.
Loss of 3 on that play. 2nd down and 13 from the 29. About 2.5, I'd say more 3 yards. So 2nd and 13 from the 29-yard line. 28 now. Another give to Vos. Why not? Big wrap up there from Kyle Stewart.
Just a good, solid form tackle.
Just making the most of it there. So the Wildcats will change personnel as Amron will get to the huddle. It's 3rd down and 8 on their own 33-yard line. Second time they faced 3rd down. They went 0-1 on their first time up. Can they change history here? Bronco faithful making some noise. Amron, he'll drop back. He wants it downfield. He's got a man wide open, incomplete. Just overthrew. Aiden Spradling, the senior, was wide open down the seam of the field. and it's 4th down.
And that play design was set up really, really well. Had Spradling streaking down the field, and the Broncos are super lucky because that was 6.
Wide open seam right down, yeah. Now it's 4th down. It will be the Wildcats punting this one off. Again, Vos back deep. Reagan and Folk, the ones to return for the Broncos. Low snap. Vos just barely gets it off Bear. I think maybe had just a bit of a hand on it. And the Broncos will let it bounce. Gets past midfield, and the Broncos will set up shop at their own 48-yard line. And again, another beautiful field position opportunity for the Broncos to score here.
For sure, and their special teams have started to help them out a little bit this year. They're definitely, that punt block team has been amazing this year.
52 yards to work with. I mean, you couldn't ask for better. But yeah, you saw Bear just, again, diving right there and almost got a hand on it. I saw Coach Shannon on the sideline give Bear a big bear hug down there.
Well deserved.
1st and 10 for Spring Hill. It's a give to Kachaver. Cuts back inside. He's wrapped up at the 50-yard line. Big tackle right there from Johnny Hendrickson, the senior, one of the returning starters on this offensive and defensive line for the Wildcats. Johnny Hendrickson, second team All-Frontier League on the offensive line last season as a junior. Gain of 3 on that play. 2nd down and 7. Shotgun formation with Kachaver. Man in motion as Wells. They'll give it to him on a jet sweep. Wells gets to the outside and has some room up the sideline, and he's going to have it up for a 1st down.
Great effort by Cameron Wells. One thing, he needs to carry that ball in the left arm when he's running to the left like that, because Louisburg intentionally went and they attempted to punch the ball out. Luckily, he had that ball nice and tight, but you can avoid that by carrying the ball in the outside arm.
Yeah, Wells just, in talking with Coach Heinschmidt, he said, kid runs a great 40 time, and all these athletes do, but Wells especially, we saw it last week against Emporia. He scored a 16-yard touchdown off that jet sweep. And it looks to be Coach Bouchard will call a timeout, as we'll take one with him here on Spring Hill Sports Live. 2:39 left to go in quarter number 1. The Broncos are driving, looking for their 3rd straight score when we come back. Back here on Spring Hill Sports Live, the Broncos almost done out of the huddle. And Jonesy, this Broncos team's driving down the field once again.
Yeah, the Broncos are threatening again, and they want nothing more than to start putting this in attack mode right now.
We saw them ramp it up in the 2nd and 3rd quarter against Emporia, but here in the 1st quarter, certainly ramping up here. Miller on the bootleg, wants it downfield. He's got Wells wide open. Touchdown, Spring Hill.
Probably should tack on a 15-yard face mask personal foul penalty after that touchdown. Great effort by Wells. Great throw by Jordan Miller.
It's a 42-yard strike to Cameron Wells. He ran that one into the end zone, and the Broncos going to tack on 6 more here. Aiden Odell on to kick the PAT. Snap good, hold good, kick through the uprights and good. A perfect 3 for 3 to start off for Aiden Odell. And Miller gets his 2nd passing touchdown. A big 40-plus yard strike to Cameron Wells. puts the Broncos up by 21.
For 50 years, Elliot Group has been your local insurance partner. With 5 convenient locations, Elliot Group is big enough to offer the best carriers, but small enough to know your name and your insurance needs. Elliot Group is more than just insurance. They're a part of each community they serve, with a wide variety of insurance solutions to help your unique challenges. Elliot Group, where they're there for you today and for years to come. Visit them at any of their 5 locations or at elliotinsurancegroup.com.
Look at the student section here, and we were talking about it during the break. We didn't know how much would show up, but
great crowd to be. I mean, considering the weather and the first chilly night of the season.
It feels like October all over again, Jonesy. Here we go.
Does.
I'm ready for it. Odell's on to kick. And he sends this one inside the 15, and Wright will have it and barrels his way to the 24-yard line. And Wright will corral that one on the return. A bit of extracurricular there towards the end, just a little bit, not much, but Wildcats look to get back on offense here, and it's not gone their way tonight so far, and this game is slowly starting to slip away.
Yeah, the Bronco defense has harassed them mightily in the quarterback's face. Could be a long night for the Wildcats if they don't get something going here.
Ball spotted at the 24-yard line. First down and 10. Ameren again, the quarterback. Broncos will look to show pressure. They do. It's a keeper for Ameren, trying to break off his own tackle before being wrapped up for only just a gain of maybe a yard or two. Siler Stewart getting the tackle for Spring Hill. A gain of just 2 yards, 2nd and 8. And again, that nightmare defense for Spring Hill.
It's a good way to put it. Nightmare defense. It can be.
It's made a lot of young quarterbacks, especially Ameren, who's a junior, but this is his first year starting for the Wildcats. Man in motion. He'll look to throw it. It's a quick screen, complete to the outside perimeter. And Kyle Stewart getting the tackle there. It's to John Getterman, the sophomore.
That's something the Broncos, again, have improved on throughout the year. Those exterior plays like that, their contain is improved, their discipline is improved, which those are easy things to fix throughout the year. You know, you can fix mistakes.
So it'll be 3rd down and 7 coming up, just a gain of 1 on the screen. Trips out to the far side of the field. Ameren, empty backfield. Here comes the blitz. Poland, he gets away from Poland. Here comes McKenna, who will wrap him down. Big time sack for Caden McKenna.
Huge sack. Quarterback's got to be able to get rid of that, but he really had nowhere to throw to. All his receivers were covered, and he was running for his life, just trying to keep the ball in his hands, not fumble.
Got away from Poland there, and then McKenna wraps him down, and Bear is excited. 4th down and 20 yards to go, and of course, Louisburg will punt this one away. Again, Vos is back on this one.
Back to receive the punt, number 4, taking the fold. Number 12.
And Bear almost there again. Broncos will not call for it. Takes a Bronco bounce inside the 35, and the Broncos will set up shop at the 34-yard line about. So the Wildcats 34 is where the Broncos will start, and man, oh man, this defense again putting him in the best positions possible.
They are. It's true complementary football. The offense is doing their job. The defense is doing theirs, and the special team has done theirs as well.
So back out comes this explosive offense. Only excited to see what they'll do here. On 1st down, Miller fakes the pitch. It's a keeper. There goes Jordan Miller, tripped up past the 25 before he's wrapped up at the 20-yard line. Big first down carry for number 3.
That's when the Broncos are at their best, when Miller is leading the offense, throwing, running the ball himself, distributing the ball.
And that will be the end of the first quarter. It's a 3-score lead for the Broncos. Can they make it 4? We'll find out when we come back. You're watching Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strody Orthodontics.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, studying animal science or learning about farm and ranch management. Maybe you belong here as part of Helms Hoops on the hardwood. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
My experience at Strody Orthodontics was amazing. Like most people who had their first round of braces, I forgot to wear my retainer and so therefore had crooked teeth. I got engaged this year. I wanted straight teeth for my wedding, and so Dr. Strody was able to give me Invisalign, and now I have the straight smile that I've always wanted. We're gonna get such a welcoming experience here. The day of my wedding, I'm not going to be scared to take pictures. Now I can finally be confident with my smile on that big day.
Back here on Spring Hill Sports Live, back here to start the second quarter. Put another 12 on the board, Jonesy. Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 20. It's a give to Dotson. Wide open room up the middle. He's in. Touchdown, Broncos. And we'll start off this second quarter with a score. It's Mason Dotson.
And excellent blocking by the Bronco offensive line. That hole was huge, and Dotson was able just to shift and shuffle his way all the way to the end zone.
20-yard touchdown rush for Mason Dotson. And Aiden Odell will look to cap on the extra point, and he drills it.
Hey, 4 straight extra points. When things are going right, they're going right.
And things are going right for the Broncos offense. 3rd different Bronco to have a touchdown tonight. It's Mason Dotson.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in
Back here on Spring Hill Sports Live, and this game is getting quite ugly so far.
It sure is, and we were just talking off the air a little bit, and Louisburg right now, they just look a step slower, and they're not in their lanes, just not playing very disciplined football, and the Broncos are definitely peaking at the right time.
And again, this is, of course, a young team, but when you're facing a mastermind coach like Coach Bouchard, I mean, there's definitely going to be some gaps. Odell is there to send it away. This will be taken inside the 5. And a big cut there from Cole Heinrich. He'll be down at the 16-yard line.
And we noticed when the Broncos came out to warm up, it was still misting, it was cold, and they were out there having fun. They were doing their usual warm-ups. They were goofing around, laughing, just acting like, teenagers out there having fun, and we both commented it. That's a good sign for the Broncos. They're having fun. It's this late in the season. They're tired. They're beat up, but they're just enjoying being out there.
And especially with, the injuries they've been dealing with depth-wise, I mean, to have the same energy week in and week out, it's incredible.
It really is, and football's too hard to not enjoy it and have fun. It is a game. It should be fun.
Amorin wrapped up immediately in the backfield. Caden McKenna's back there again. And McKenna got there in a hurry.
He sure did.
He's wearing his
brother's number 5, actually. He's wearing his brother's.
Wearing his a good note by
Good catch, Caden.
Caden, wearing his brother Colt McCann number 5. So
one of the best running backs we've seen in the Frontier League in the last, probably 5 to 6 years.
100%. But if I had to go down the list of Tongi running backs, I could say. But
right.
On second down, man in motion out of the backfield. They'll get it to him quick, and it's incomplete. It was trying to go for Blaze Vos out of the backfield. It's going to be third down coming up. Third down and 15 yards to go. But I'll say the one running back that had probably the best single-year impact of any, Tyler Bowden.
Absolutely. Yep.
Of course, finished his football career at Washburn. But if we're talking longevity running backs, Colt McKenna, 100%. Third down. Amron, the keeper, on the option late and wrapped up in the backfield again. That's Benny Reagan right there. How about that for the senior, Benny Reagan? Another fourth down coming up for the Wildcats here. Look at the replay. Yeah, just a late speed option there, and Broncos were all over it.
Number 12, Benny Reagan.
Be Blaze Vos back deep, and he'll get this one off, and Reagan will call for a fair catch at the Wildcat 39, and back out comes the Bronco offense. And Jordan Miller will still be out there, of course. So they're not going to keep their foot off the gas at all. They want to.
Oh no, nope. They're going to
just
keep
want
pushing.
to firmly press it down.
They do. Well, they've got to refine things for the next few weeks. Hopefully the next few weeks is accurate.
Don't jinx us now, Jonesy.
No.
Lively bunch here at the shack. First down, it's a give up the middle to Kachaver, and he'll be stuffed there on the run. Not many yards to give there. Johnny Hendrickson on the stop for the Wildcats. Just 2 yards on that play, 2nd and 8 coming up. It's Miller quick from the sideline to the huddle to get the play in from Coach Bouchard and Coach Myers. It'll be 4 out wide, just 1 deep in the backfield.
Dotson right there, number 6, look, in the slot.
Yeah, open space. And whistles will blow this thing dead, and I think it's going to be timeout issue to the Wildcats, unless it looks to be there's an official's timeout. And Coach Bouchard does not seem happy about it at all. So interesting that the officials would blow it dead. Had to have been a clock issue then.
Equipment timeout, so it looks like a player probably had something.
Yeah, it was Cameron Wells, I believe, because Wells is off the field. 2nd and 8. Another give to Kachaver. This time he's got open room. Bricks off a tackle. There goes Hank Kachaver stumbling to the 10-yard line.
And Kachaver always falling forward. You could tell just in his momentum, keeping his feet plowing through all the way, getting inside the 10-yard line.
We talked about it last week with Ryan Jackson, of course, in the booth. His vision has improved mightily.
Absolutely, it has. Yes.
You know, last year he was always the second punch with Patrick Stumpf in the backfield, and he was always this bruiser. You know, like a Pacheco, Kareem Hunt. He was like Kareem Hunt. Now, he's definitely developed into a Pacheco. But he's just in a league of his own by himself. Miller on the play action. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield right there. big sack. Bryce Thompson, the junior, gets to the backfield. This is the first time we've seen in quite some time that Miller has been wrapped up in the backfield.
Yeah, usually he's able to get away from that. I think he just hesitated a little bit too long with the ball, and that happens. But Miller will learn from it. He's a senior, and, he'll be just fine.
Bryce Thompson went off the field limping a little bit. So second down and goal, as this will be all the way back at the 23. Miller on a hard count. Wildcats don't budge.
Now I wonder if he did the hard count like Mahomes did in the game last weekend. This never works.
Hopefully he didn't use the same choice words that
Let's hope not. The Broncos will back up 5 more yards as they'll take a delay of game penalty. Second and goal from the 27-yard line. The Wildcat faithful all the way on the other side of the stadium, letting the Broncos know can't do that. And now this time, Spring Hill's going to call a timeout. 28-0, Broncos lead it with 7:48 left to go here in the first half.
First Auction Bank community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing.
So the Broncos take their second timeout, and I'm wondering if it has to be a bit of mind games as well with Louisburg.
It's got to be.
Kind of similar to what we saw in game like a few years ago with the Patriots and the Jets, and Belichick would just take timeouts. Empty backfield for Miller. He wants to throw. Now he'll bring it down. Still wanting to throw. Now takes the shot way downfield. It's caught! Touchdown! Broncos!
You've got to be kidding me. What a play by Jordan Miller. Just airing it up, throwing it to the best athlete in the end zone, and of course it's a Bronco for the score. What poise by Jordan Miller, rolling out, rolling back the other way for the huge touchdown.
And we've talked about it when Cameron Wells had that 2-touchdown game. If you throw it up, somebody's got to get it. PAT knocked through for Aiden Odell. And the Broncos are pouring it on here. Cameron Wells, his second touchdown on the evening. Broncos lead it by 5 scores, 35-0.
I've been doing real estate for 8 years now, and we've run across clients where they're interested in land, but then what do we do with it? Well, what do you want to do with it?
There's a lot of pressure on individuals now to make those decisions quickly. And I think with our experience, with our backgrounds, we know how to work with the cities and how to work with the contractors to make it a smoother process for the buyer.
So if you're looking for real estate
or land planning services,
contact us today at epre.biz.
$27-yard reception touchdown for Cameron Wells, the second reception touchdown on the evening for the junior. And he's having himself quite a game. Miller make it now 3 touchdowns through the air.
Love that gunslinger mentality that Miller has. He's just willing to throw it up and let his guy go up and get it.
Certainly is feeling more and more comfortable by the week. And right there, proving that he feels comfortable with his receivers making the plays there. Odell's on to kick. He sends this one away. This is going to be taken inside the 5. And a big return that's going to be ran right into the giant horde of Broncos and Wildcats. Matthias Wright takes it to their own 24-yard line. And Jonesy, for the Wildcats, you just got to find a way to score here.
I think if they're smart, they just try to be methodical with the ball and just go upfield right now. You're thinking go north and south. Stringing it out to the periphery has not worked. Let's just try to get some positive yards for them.
And Blaze Vos has been really good on the ground today, too. On first down, this is a give to Vos. Sheds off a tackle. There goes Vos past the 40 to the 42-yard line. Big run for Blaze Vos.
Well, Coach likely is not listening to either of us, but that is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Wildcats.
A big first down pickup on the first play of the drive for the Wildcats, and they'll get it to their own 42-yard line. 28-yard or 18-yard pickup on that one there. Another 1st and 10. Vos motioning out of the backfield to keeper for Amrin. Look out! Here comes Kyle Stewart making the play.
That defense is just in attack mode, full on attack.
And Stewart came in unmarked. Nobody there blocking him. And how about him? He was phenomenal last week in his own right too. Had 9 tackles, which led the team.
That Stewart's improved as the season has gone on. You've seen him become more of a dominant player each week.
And the Broncos are going to jump here.
Usually given a couple of those per game. Just that's probably part of the style of defense they're going to play.
It's Brody Tarr, the sophomore, who's playing on the edge. So 2nd and 4 now for Louisburg at the 48. Brody Tarr, Mason Harvey. And Jordan Miller's mom has a fat head of him down in the stands that I just saw.
Good for her.
Keeper Amrin finds room past midfield and just barely makes it to the marker, but they'll say just inches short. So it's going to be 3rd down and inches at the Bronco 49. The Wildcats finally make their way into Bronco territory. So here we go, 3rd and inches. Wildcats will send 3 out. Tight end attached. Here comes the noise. On 3rd down to give to Vos. Immediately wrapped up, but past the marker. He's got enough to move the chains for a 1st down.
Yeah, really pretty well played by the Bronco defense, but when you only have a couple inches to go, it's hard to stop.
Carter Rainey making the stop for Spring Hill, and the Wildcats starting to move the ball here. And definitely at a much-needed time. And, of course, you're down 5 scores, but just any touchdown will kind of get yourselves back to some sort of momentum that you can carry on with.
Well, I mean, to be honest, just keeping the ball out of the explosive Spring Hill offense right now is important.
Fresh set of downs for the Wildcats in Bronco territory. Amrin wants to drop back. He'll be wrapped up immediately. Brody Tarr right there, and also Sailor Stewart there as well to make the sack.
Kind of fed right into the defense of the Broncos, attacking. Took too long to develop, and what was working for the Wildcats was they were just some quick hitters, north and south. They got to go back to that if they want to be able to make some progress down the field.
And Coach Vaughn all excited on the sideline. Saw him this morning, actually. Got a haircut right before I did.
I cut my hair before the game.
Broncos a few yards off the ball. This is a give to Vos, and he'll turn his way back past midfield before being wrapped up at the original line of scrimmage. Kyle Stewart on the stop. And back out comes Brooks Bear. I'm sure Brody Tarr is going to get a big ovation there from Coach Vaughn. And this is what this is what I love from Coach Vaughn and Coach Jennings, the energy they bring to this defense.
Absolutely, they do.
3rd down and long for the Wildcats. Both side of the backfield in motion. They'll get it to him on a screen. Makes the catch there. Plenty of blocking room towards the 40 before being ripped down by Brooks Bear. Also in coverage, Mikey Beck and Carter Rainey.
And how many times do you see a defensive end flying around in the quarterback's face and then sprinting downfield to be able to be in on the play to make the tackle?
And it's going to be 4th down and 1. And look at the replay. Nice blocking. Looked to be
number 3 for the Wildcats. Had a great block to steal off.
Mentioning John Getterman, the sophomore. So here we go on 4th and 1. Wildcats, of course, going for it in Bronco territory at the 38-yard line. Amron wants the hard count. And it looks to be Coach Harding will take a timeout to talk things over on 4th down and 1. Coming up after a word from a sponsor here on Spring Hill Sports Live. 3:18 to go here in quarter number 2.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, studying animal science or learning about farm and ranch management. Maybe you belong here as part of Helms Hoops on the hardwood. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
Back here on Spring Hill Sports Live, and Jonesy, upset watch is brewing here.
Yeah, Washington right now is down 24-0 to Highland Park, and that could make some waves throughout 5A East for sure. Now their point differential is maxed out right now. Washington's is so.
But Baxter would move to the number 1 seed
potentially
if they beat Lansing. On 4th down, it's a give to Vos. Is he going to get enough? No, he's not. Broncos turn it over on downs. Vos just trying his best. Weiss was right there to make the stop. And the Wildcats denied entry of the end zone.
Vos running hard, doing the best he can as a senior, just kind of running up against the wall right now, and that's a bunch of Broncos making that wall.
So back out comes the Bronco offense, and I think they really want to score, and they're going to do it in any way they can. And they're really close on that third quarter running clock mark. Miller, keeper himself, why not? There goes Jordan Miller! Just one man to beat, and they'll cut inside to the 25. Jordan Miller using his legs, a big first down run for the senior.
Great run by Miller, great vision, just swerving down the field, and one tackle away from a touchdown.
Big time run for Jordan Miller. All the way to the Wildcat 23-yard line. Peyton Stanley in as the tight end. Riley McAvoy attached on the other side. And referees will blow it dead. I think this is going to be an equipment timeout. Oh, Jordan Miller is the one with the equipment issue. So,
hey,
Brennan. So Brennan Dubert.
I wonder if it was a mouthpiece not in.
So Brennan Dubert, the sophomore, is going to go in and run this offense for a play.
Coach Burchard was not happy.
Low snap. It's a give to Kachaver on the outside. And Kachaver has plenty of room towards the 5-yard line where he dives forward.
Kachaver showing that great vision we keep talking about, slicing downfield to get inside the 5-yard line.
Snap just came in a little low, but doesn't matter. Kachaver is going to make up all the yards he can there. Officially marked down at the 4-yard line. Jordan Miller will be able to get back in the game.
Well, Dubert is pretty tall, so it probably looked low, but it probably would have hit Miller just right.
Broncos set up here. Again, another low snap. One-on-one, fade to the end zone. It's caught for the touchdown.
Another great throw by Jordan Miller, finding his man in the corner of the end zone, throwing it like a collegiate or NFL quarterback.
It's the freshman Riley McAvoy to catch that one.
We need to see that one again.
Got it right there. Kick is up and is good. 42 points for the Broncos, but it's all come in the first half. A big 4-yard touchdown pass from Miller to Riley McAvoy. Let the tight ends eat.
My name is Dr. Claire Strody. I'm the owner and orthodontist here at Strody Orthodontics. You may run into me out at the soccer fields or out on the baseball diamonds. The things that I love most about orthodontics are when patients tell me how much they enjoy their smile and how much more confidence they have after having their treatment. We love serving the families and people here in South Johnson County and also surrounding areas. And I look forward to serving you and your family.
Four-yard touchdown pass from Jordan Miller to Riley McAvoy. Fourth different Bronco to score tonight, Jonesy.
Woo.
And we'll kind of tack on the name that the Chiefs' new receiving corps has. Let everybody eat.
Right.
2 for Kachaver, 1 for McAvoy, 1 for Dodson, and 2 for Cameron Wells tonight. So Dell swings on this one. This one is going to be sent all the way inside the 10. This will be taken in by Wright. Skips by a tackle, and he'll be wrapped up at the 26-yard line. And that's Sam Abbott, the sophomore, making the tackle. So the Wildcats set up shop at the 26. And that last drive, they need to build upon that. That was a really good drive.
I think they need to keep going north and south. I think they need to beat the Broncos between the tackles, maybe pop some play action, but the perimeter's just not there right now for the Wildcats.
Minute and a half to go. 2 timeouts for the Wildcats. So could we see some 2-minute offense out of Coach Harding, or do you think methodically it's just not right?
I think methodically it's just not right. I don't think you want to try to get yourself in a hole even more.
Vos is going to have a big run up the middle. Harvey and Benny Reagan to make the tackle there. And yet looks to me that Coach Harding is going to take his time, but they'll get the calls in pretty quickly. 2nd and 3, gain of 7 on the last carry from Vos. Spring Hill's denied the Wildcats scoring in this half so far. Can they do it? Can they stop another drive here again? Ameren on the delay. And a big carry to the 44-yard line. He'll be brought down by number 22. That is Jace Thompson, the sophomore. I imagine that's his parents.
Gotta love it.
At their own 44, it's 1st down and 10. New set of downs for Louisburg. I imagine Max Amron wants to throw here. He'll give it to Vos again. Initially wrapped up immediately there in the backfield. Mason Harvey right there on the stop. Also Kyle Stewart there too. And it looks to be the clock will just drain out. And for Spring Hill, it's a masterful 42-point half. Wow. By this Bronco offense. And on senior night, you couldn't ask for any better. The energy is through the roof here. Not only just the fans, but this team itself.
It sure is. Broncos have just pretty much everything's gone their way.
We'll step aside for a brief commercial break. When we come back, it's our Michael Grant at Farnborough Financial Services halftime show. We'll recap this first half, give you some scores from around the area, and preview what's to come in half number 2. It's all Broncos in this one. 42-0 our score. Back in just a few minutes. You're watching Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strody Orthodontics.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
I've been doing real estate for 8 years now, and we've run across clients where they're interested in land, but then what do we do with it? Well, what do you want to do with it?
There's a lot of pressure on individuals now to make those decisions quickly. And I think with our experience, with our backgrounds, we know how to work with the cities and how to work with the contractors to make it a smoother process for the buyer.
So if you're looking for real estate
or land planning services,
contact us today at epre.biz.
For 50 years, Elliot Group has been your local insurance partner. With 5 convenient locations, Elliot Group is big enough to offer the best carriers, but small enough to know your name and your insurance needs. Elliot Group is more than just insurance. They're a part of each community they serve, with a wide variety of insurance solutions to help your unique challenges. Elliot Group, where they're there for you today and for years to come. Visit them at any of their 5 locations or at ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
First Auction Bank community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
For more than 20 years, Girkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Girkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GIRKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
It's halftime here in Spring Hill as it's time for a halftime show presented by Michael Grant at Farnborough Financial Services. Michael's goal is to help you plan for the unexpected and protect your future. Getting to know you and the things that are most important to you will help them customize the right plan for your needs. To learn more, visit my 117 South Main in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2336. It's been a dominant performance from the Broncos, 42-0 at the half. as the Bronco marching band makes their way onto the field, and we'd like to extend a congratulations to them as they place second overall at the KBA competition, the band and color guard combined. So congratulations. We'll step aside as we let them carry on this performance.
Featured in the 2022 sequel Top Gun Maverick. Great balls of fire. Kick the tires and light the fires. Give it up for your Spring Hill High marching band.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Bronco fans can find us at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2050. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
The University of Kansas Health System is proud to be the official healthcare provider of the Kansas City Chiefs. Both organizations know excellence comes through their actions. It's about giving support and collaborating together. It's providing comfort and leadership to forge the path to success. The University of Kansas Health System cares for you in every moment, no matter how small. Learn more at kansashealthsystem.com.
My experience at Strody Orthodontics was amazing. Like most people who had their first round of braces, I forgot to wear my retainer and so therefore had crooked teeth. I got engaged this year. I wanted straight teeth for my wedding, and so Dr. Strody was able to give me Invisalign, and now I have the straight smile that I've always wanted. We're gonna get such a welcoming experience here. The day of my wedding, I'm not going to be scared to take pictures. Now I can finally be confident with my smile on that big day.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. Or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Back here in our Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Again, congratulations to the Marching Broncos and Color Guards, second place at the KBA competition. That's the entire state of Kansas, by the way. They placed second. So congratulations to the Marching Broncos. Cross country, the boys Frontier League champions for the 5th straight year in a row. And then the girls placed third at cross country. Golf, congratulations. They had 2 golfers go on to the second day of state, but unfortunately it's a team that did not make the cut for day 2. But congratulations to girls golf under first-year head coach, Coach Hodge. And for tennis, 5 Lady Broncos went on. Congratulations to Hannah and Ashley for placing 10th in doubles. Isla Herman, of course, also the only Broncos tennis member to make it to state in the singles, which certainly is hard, but I actually unmuted your mic on accident, but impressive that our Broncos are doing really well athletically so far. But here,
it's been a great fall.
42-0 at the half. And Jonesy, your initial thoughts?
Well, I mean, the score is pretty indicative of what we're witnessing right now. I think Louisburg is overmatched. I think the energy level they're not matching the energy level of the Broncos, and the Broncos are loose and free, and when you got a group of teenagers that are having fun and enjoying themselves and disciplined and well coached, then look out.
Take a look at some scores from around the area presented by Elliot Insurance Group. Thanks to Preps KC. I know you'll look at scores in Kansas, of course. Bayside Linwood 18-8 over the Lions. That's currently in the second quarter. Bishop Miege over Blue Valley 20-7. That's still going in the second quarter. Halftime in Overland Park. Blue Valley Southwest is leading Blue Valley Northwest 10-6 at halftime. Blue Valley West and St. James apparently started that game's probably at halftime, but this last score that was 10-9 Jaguars.
I got 10-12 St. James right now, so
let's kick the field goal there. Gardner Edgerton leads Shawnee Mission West 35-0 at halftime. Holton leads Leavenworth 16-15 in the second quarter, unless you have a different score.
Leavenworth has pulled ahead 23-16.
Okay, so mine must have not have refreshed. So let me do that real quick.
Lawrence is all over Lawrence Free State looking for the upset 24-0.
Eudora all over Paola right now 26-0. Baldwin, last score update on that was 7-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. Olathe West ahead of the Ravens 22-15 at halftime. Caden's clapping in the background.
Hey, Ravens have been a second half team, Caden. You look out. I'm going to steal your nachos.
Olathe East over Olathe North 14-6. That one closing in on halftime. Santa Fe Trail and Bishop Ward, not on our list, but they're tied up in quarter number 2. Mill Valley all over the Bison of Shawnee Mission North 35-7. That one. A big game in Shawnee Mission, of course. Northwest taking on East. The Cougars up 13-7 over the Lancers.
I think the biggest score we've seen right now is Highland Park 24-0 over Washington. That's one we're keeping an eye on because Washington right now is the number 1 seed. So that could really throw off some brackets moving into tomorrow morning when everybody wakes up and we're going to start looking at and seeing who's going to fall where.
DeSoto and Seaman 21-7 in favor of DeSoto. 14-0 halftime. Aquinas over Blue Valley North right now. Piper leading Topeka West 23-6. Topeka West does have the ball, however. No score recorded for Turner and Shawnee Heights. And then we take a look in Atchison. They lead Wyandotte 14-0 as back out comes the Broncos. So a lot of interesting scores so far. There's a blowout here, a blowout there, but mainly it's been a lot of competitive. But again, Tonganoxie and Ottawa, that one I mentioned is interesting, tied up at 7 at halftime.
Right. I guess I'm not really surprised. It's probably about accurate with the starters for Ottawa out.
I don't know if I mentioned this. Eudora all over Paola right now. They're starting the third quarter in that one. Eudora leads at 26-0 over the Panthers. Not been the night for Paolas. We're just under a minute before we kick this second half off, and Spring Hill will get the ball to start the second half, or Louisburg will get the ball to start the second half, excuse me. But Spring Hill's next score will give them the running clock.
For the rest of the way.
For the rest of the game.
Unimpeded.
And how about former coach feedback? Congratulations, says Belton defeats Ruskin 44-0 tonight. So how about that for the Pirates?
Coach feedback did a lot of good down here. It's always fun. Seniors last game, he'd always shake hands, and the kids would always line up along the sideline, and all the seniors would shake, coaches and all the players. So it's a pretty cool tradition that feedback instilled here, and good luck to Coach as they move through the postseason over in Belton.
25-8 halftime. Baser in Lansing. As the Broncos will take their time getting onto the field. And it's time for kick presented by Dan the Tailor Man. With high-quality suits and tuxedos, you'll look your absolute best for any occasion with a perfect fit guaranteed. For about the cost of a rental, you'll get the suit, tie, pocket square, and lifetime alterations. Wedding, prom, or that black tie affair, call Dan the Tailor Man for a free consultation at 913-541-1192. It's been all Broncos in half number 1, but how Can the Wildcats respond in half number 2 as the Broncos look to cruise their way to victory here in half number 2? Odell's kick is on, and we're underway here from Spring Hill. Be taken in past the 15. Wide open hole up the middle. Big run for Cole Heinrich.
Big run and an even bigger hit from the Broncos kick team.
Mikey Beck, the sophomore, making the big tackle.
And Beck just making some great contact. You saw the bottom of the cleats from the returner.
41-yard line is where the Wildcats will start this drive here on 1st down and 10. Max Ameren is certainly hoping that the Wildcats can get a score here on this drive. He sits in the shotgun to give to Vos on the outside. Breaks free of one tackle, and he'll be wrapped down after a gain of about a yard or two. Lane Newson and Jake Weiss in pursuit.
Both showing some good strength, being able to avoid getting tackled in the backfield. Kyle Stewart was right there once again.
2nd down and 8.
Dare I say it, but Bayer's been kind of quiet tonight other than some pressures and some hustle plays, but he hasn't had anything that's been he hasn't scored a touchdown, I guess. We're used to that.
And I honestly want to say I think they want to run away from Brooks Bear.
I think you're right.
Ameren wants to throw. It's another screen design that's going to be complete to Getterman. Cuts across midfield before being taken down at the 44-yard line.
Well-designed play for the Wildcats, catching the Broncos, being aggressive.
46, excuse me. Or actually, they'll track it back to the 47. Mikey Beck, one of the two tacklers. I think Benny Reagan was announced as the other one. So the Wildcats will move the sticks here on 1st down. And we talked about it. Over the course of the week, Louisburg runs 6 offensive linemen. They'll motion one of them here. And a downhill run for Vos that goes maybe just a yard or two. McKenna in on the stop. How about the night for Caden McKenna?
Yeah, McKenna's been having a good evening, pressuring quarterback, good stops.
Just at the Bronco 45. 2nd down and we'll say a long 7, but I'd say about 8 yards to go here. Again, it's Jack Flaming, the sophomore, is the one they like to motion. Go to the outside to run for Vols, and he'll be tripped up, I think, just a yard short of the marker. Yes, they'll mark him short. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Wildcats.
And Vos just a shoelace away from being able to break a run.
Mason Harvey on the stop. Again, we mentioned they're going to just try and run it to the side of Mason Harvey and Lane Newson, who we've seen a lot of them. Bear not so much tonight, but this linebacker core has been really active tonight. 3rd down and 1. Ameren, design keeper. Cal Stewart right there from behind to tackle him, but the Wildcats are going to be stopped short here. And it's 4th down coming up. We'll take a look at our Attic Sword to Spring Hill replay there. Design keeper and Stewart was able to get a wrap up from behind. And it's going to be 4th and a couple feet here, Jonesy.
I think that's max. I think we're looking at 1 foot.
Maybe the size of one of the chips of Caden's nachos that he's eating right now.
Those look delicious.
4th down, give to Vos, who's going to be taken backwards. Benny Reagan.
And the official's giving him a pretty good
Braden
spot.
Bell, actually. Braden Bell is going to push him backwards. Broncos 1st down. Unreal.
Just hit a wall of Broncos and just drove him straight back.
Just met him, yeah, right at the line of scrimmage, and Braden Bell right there to push him backwards. So now this Broncos offense, to start off, this Third quarter. Interesting approach they can go with here. Because realistically, just one score and you're at running clock, and they'll go to a two-back formation. Hank Kachaver and Sam Abbott, which we'll be seeing probably a lot of him next year. Wildcats will motion around their linebacking core. This is a give to Sam Abbott, and he'll be wrapped up after just a carry of a yard or two. Wrapped up immediately by William Norton, the junior.
And Abbott showing some good strength, being able to plow forward and get a couple yards.
And out goes Abbott in is Mason Dodson, just a gain of 1 on the carry from Sam Abbott. Second down and 9 coming up. Miller under center. It's a give this time to Mason Dotson. Bounces off to the outside. There goes Mason Dotson. Cuts back across the middle of the field to the 30, to the 20. Where he'll be taken down at the 17-yard line.
And the way Dotson was tackled, he was spinning around on his back. It looks like he was breakdancing on the field after that tackle.
Big run for Mason Dotson, the sophomore there. There looks to be some personnel in there. Eli Hedrick in, and out is Bradley McAvoy. So looks to be they'll go more of a receiver-friendly personnel here. First and 10, Miller. Quick out, incomplete. Wanted Keegan Folk there. It'll be second down coming up.
Probably lucky that was incomplete because we had a lineman about 6 yards downfield.
Just threw it to the outside of him there, but was the right idea because there's a bit of space in between.
Had the receiver been in the periphery, it would have been a great setup. Just a little bit of a miscommunication.
Second and 10 from the Wildcat 18-yard line. Just one in the backfield with Jordan Miller. 4 receivers out. Miller will throw. Quickly out and incomplete, in and out of the hands of Eli Hedrick. They wanted to go for him there. But plenty of coverage from the opposite 13, I think, was Aiden Filkins.
He was well covered by the Wildcats. It was a great pass by Miller. Just hit the hands in and out.
And yes, it was Aiden Filkins on that one. Or actually, excuse me, that was Bennett Mendez in coverage. So third down and 10 from the 18-yard line. Kachaver motions out into the slot. It's Dotson in the backfield. It's a give to Mason Dotson, and he'll try and churn his way past the 15, but taken backwards. About the 14 is where they'll get there. Jack Flaming on the tackle, and they'll send out the field goal unit, which I don't think they're going to complain about because they'll reach the 45 mark if Odell's on to make this field goal here. This will be about a 32-yard field goal for Aiden Odell. That's his season high this year. Snap good, hold good. Kick is on the way, and no good.
That's probably the best looking kick he's had in a while. Just missed it a tiny bit, like we said last week. Kind of swept it to the right a little.
And certainly has to be a bit difficult whenever you go from swiping it on the kickoff to you're now more straight on with extra points, and definitely can mess with your head sometimes if you go from switching your approach on a kick.
So one thing I've noticed with Odell, he doesn't take the traditional, usually you see the 3 steps back and 2 steps to the side. He only takes 1. That's probably to correct that, but.
So back out comes the Wildcats offense. Man in motion is Getterman. It's a keeper for Ameren, and he'll be piled forward for about a yard or two. Bear Stewart, Braden Bell. And I think there's at least one more Bronco in the vicinity of Ameren. But they'll give Braden Bell the tackle.
That was an instance where Ameren probably should have handed off to Vose. Vose had a pretty clear path. But could have been a called keeper. Might not have been a read.
2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats. Their own 22-yard line. Ameren again in the shotgun. This time he'll give it to Vose, who gets to the 25 before being pushed backward. Lane Newson, Kyle Stewart also in the mix to wrap him up there. Third down and 4 coming up. And out comes the cowbell. Because why not?
Why not? Just let it rip.
And all the Bronco fans who are here still, despite the cold and the rain from the early kickoff. There's the cowbell. There's the culprit. 3rd down. Quick out and incomplete. Skinnerman had a lot of traffic to try and catch that one in, Bear being one of them.
And not only was there a Bronco defender in the face of the quarterback, there was about 3 Broncos in coverage, and that play just was kind of, something was wrong from the offensive standpoint. The receivers were a little bit too close together for that wide receiver screen and just made too much traffic.
Blaze Vos back to punt for the Wildcats. Folk and Reagan. Back to return. Bobbled snap, and Wildcats just barely get it off. Benny Reagan calls for the fair catch inside the 45 at the 44.
I'm not sure how they didn't block that one, to be honest.
That was probably the closest they got to blocking a punt, outside of maybe the one Bear just had a fingertip on and it spiraled and the Broncos were able to score. It was about a 35-yard field for the Broncos offense, but this time it'll be a 56-yard field for Spring Hill here.
And give a little bit of credit to Vose for getting the ball away so quickly when he's back there punting.
You got to be quick with your 3-step drops. Spread formation for the Broncos here on 1st and 10. Quickly give it out to Wells. He'll cut back inside past midfield. Flag is thrown. And it's going to be against the Broncos. So 10 yards from the spot of the foul, and it was thrown at about the 48-yard line, or the 47.
That's been a pretty clean game in general for both teams.
So this will be taken to the 38, and the Broncos have 1st down and 18. So 1st down and about Shawnee coming up for the Broncos, and Miller in the shotgun. He'll fake the pitch and keep it himself. Runs into some traffic. Now he'll go the other way here. Miller found a hole. There goes Jordan Miller. He'll get out of bounds at the 49-yard line.
Probably wise for him just to get out of bounds. Now they're set up pretty well for 2nd down. No reason to risk injury.
And Jonesy, he went one side, and then he just said, oh, let's go to the other way here.
He ran probably 50 yards on that play alone and only got about, well, he still got about 14 yards.
So 2nd down and 6, a big pickup of 12 for Jordan Miller. He'll have 2 in the backfield with him, Inca, Chaver, and Dodson. 2nd and 6. It's a give to Dodson. Has a block on the outside. There goes Mason Dodson to the 40, past the 40 mark to about the 35, and got a great block on the perimeter from Clayton Meek there.
Yeah, Meek sealed off the inside very well, and Dodson just showing some speed.
Looked to be Meek and That was Brody Cox that were pulling, so I think both the guards pulled on that play, and that's what led to that big carry for Dotson. Fresh set of downs for Spring Hill. They're at the Wildcat 36-yard line. Keeper for Miller. Now he'll pitch it out to Kachaver. Stiff arms him in. Here goes Kachaver, churning to the 30. We'll mark him down at about the 31.
Kachaver, you can see using that stiff arm, just showing really good balance, positioning, great vision.
It's a great job by Miller reading that play, too.
He really did. If you were to pick the biggest thing that he has improved, not only from this year to last year, but as the season's gone, is Miller's just his decisiveness.
Broncos break the huddle. Wildcats will send pressure. They do. It's a give to Dotson on the outside. Cuts it back inside at the 25 and past the 20. And a big dive to get some more yards from Mason Dodson. And the sophomore this season, how about that?
The Broncos doing what they need to do. This is probably wise, just methodically work their way down the field.
I'll say Colin Schleicher on the tackle, the junior for Louisburg. First down and 10. Give to Kachaver. And he'll blitz his way through the defense and get to the 11-yard line, but there's a flag of the play in the backfield. And another holding that's going to push the Broncos 10 yards back. So now the Broncos will be all the way back to the Wildcat 28-yard line.
You know, right when I said it's been a pretty clean game, we've seen multiple holdings.
Nice one, Jonesy.
Yeah, you can blame me or blame the person that's holding.
And also, Washington right now, even better.
What's the score?
I believe, I didn't check, but I'm just mentioning the jinxing effect that you've had today. Right. Which I think we both said at this point, we both said that it was expected that Washington might fall, might drop a
It's
game.
possible, right. And it may not change the standings any.
Miller, he'll drop back. Wants to throw, dances out. He wants his man downfield. He wants the end zone. Incomplete. Had Keegan Folk, and now there's a shaken up Bronco. It's Riley McAvoy. And oh no.
Pass intended for multiple Broncos in the end zone falls incomplete.
And Riley looks to be okay.
Yeah, he's walking off under his own power. I think he probably did a combination of getting just kind of tossed around in that group of people and knocked the wind out of him. And
brings up 2nd and 20 for the Broncos.
2nd down and 20, and Miller, he pointed towards the end zone. He's like, one of you guys just.
He sure did. Called his shot.
2nd and 20, 28 yards to go for the Broncos to the end zone. To give to Kachaver. Just trying to get some yards before 3rd down comes up. And big stop there by Colin Schleicher, the junior.
On attack, number 68, Colin Schleicher.
3rd down and 20 coming up. Sorry, 3rd down and 15. Gain of 5 on that last carry from Kachaver. And we might see another PAT attempt from Odell if they don't convert here. So 3rd down and 15. Brooks Bear is in at tight end. It's another give to the outside for Kachaver. Cuts inside. There goes Hank Kachaver to the 10. before being thrown down at the 7-yard line.
And just when Louisburg thought they'd finally pin the Broncos, a long way to go with the sticks. You have Kachaver slashing up and down the field for the first down.
First and goal for the Broncos with now 7 yards to go. Clock continuing to move here. If the clock doesn't start in this quarter towards the end, then it certainly will next quarter, as Broncos above 35 by just a score. But again, one score away. They're knocking on the doorstep in the Wildcat red zone. 3 in the backfield with Miller. It's a keeper for Jordan Miller. And he gets to inside the 5 and tries to push his way forward. And Clayton Meek was checking to the sideline, seeing if they wanted to run that play again. Johnny Hendrickson on the stop. Miller peers toward the sideline and gets the call. And they'll take it to the huddle as we're creeping in on a minute to go here in quarter number 3. All Broncos so far here. It's Miller under center. 3 in the backfield. They motion to the left side. It's another keeper for Miller. Plows his way in for the touchdown.
And the Broncos finally got that big cushion they're looking for. Just asserting themselves on offense, defense, and special teams.
And somebody brought a kazoo, or I don't know what that is, but
it's some fun horn. I see the culprit.
You do see the culprit, and McAvoy, I think, is still limped a little bit to the sideline as they make that change on the field goal unit. Hold good kick is through the uprights and good as Aiden Odell solidifies the first second half score for the Broncos, and it comes from none other than their general, Jordan Miller. 49-0, Broncos lead it with 29 seconds to go in quarter number 3.
For more than 20 years, Girkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Girkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GIRKINS. That's 855-437-5360.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
Nachos, get your nachos here. But unfortunately, Caden here in the booth ate all of his, so. Speaking of great wishes, Broncos will have running clock for the remainder of the game as Odell squibs this one all the way to the 10. This will be taken in by the Wildcats, and a big return for Matthias Wright, all the way past the 20. Or sorry, that was Cole Heinrich. All the way to the 10-yard line. And you can see Coach Bouchard is not happy.
Yeah, you don't want to see those mental lapses, even when you're up by 49 points. You don't want to see that. You want to see crisp, disciplined football. And the clock should be running. I think the official's going to have to remind them.
And there goes the clock. Clock will run. First and 10 at the Broncos' 16-yard line. The closest they've gotten this game so far. Vos broke one tackle before making it up to the 10-yard line. And the Wildcats will try and eliminate the shutout here.
Well, they got definitely the field position to do it.
As Brody Tarr will get a lot of the reps here in the fourth quarter, making the stop there. We've played about a minute of the fourth quarter here. Second and 5. It's another give to Vos. Has a tackle to the outside. He'll waltz his way in for the touchdown.
And something to point out, you could say that the Broncos have had some turnover on the defense. You know, a lot of the usual suspects are on the sideline right now, but that was set up by a great kick return by the Wildcat special teams.
Blaise Vos gets the first score for the Wildcats, eliminates the shutout. And the Wildcats will get their first points. Vos is on to kick the PAT. His kick barrels through the uprights. It's good. The Wildcats find pay dirt, but they trail 49-7.
My experience at Strody Orthodontics was amazing. Like most people who had their first round of braces, I forgot to wear my retainer and so therefore had crooked teeth. I got engaged this year. I wanted straight teeth for my wedding, and so Dr. Strody was able to give me Invisalign, and now I have the straight smile that I've always wanted. We're gonna get such a welcoming experience here. The day of my wedding, I'm not going to be scared to take pictures. Now I can finally be confident with my smile on that big day.
There's the Wildcat student section who made the trip out here to Spring Hill. Not a far drive at all.
It was a little hardier in the first quarter, in the first half.
Definitely true, and of course I don't think anybody wants to be out in these temperatures for longer than maybe half an hour.
No, the breeze has picked up a little bit, but the rain has stopped, so that's encouraging.
Vos squibs this one out of bounds, and the Broncos will be at the 40-yard line. So who will we see at quarterback? I imagine it's going to be the rotation per usual.
Probably correct.
Out comes the offensive line and running back. Sam Abbott and Peyton Stanley also at tight end. As we'll see Brennan Dubert. He'll be at the 35, I should say.
First and 10 Broncos.
Broncos have first and 10 at their own 35 after the kick out of bounds from Vos, who scored the touchdown and the PAT. So the full 7 for Blaise Vos, and Dubert in at quarterback. His first give is to Sam Abbott, and he'll be wrapped up in the backfield for a loss of a few. Brought down by Devin Goman, the sophomore.
Important rest for the Broncos starters. Getting to heal up a little bit as we work through the end of the season. It's a grind. Love being able to have a full quarter of just being able to cheer on their teammates this time of year.
Broncos will look to finish 7-1 back-to-back seasons. Another give up the middle to Blake Caldwell, the junior, at 5'11", 185 pounds. As that was Elliot. That's Elliot Goodfriend at quarterback. And they'll go to a new quarterback. And this will be Brennan Dubert again. So there's been 4 quarterbacks this season for the Broncos. Miller, Dubert, Rodina, and of course, Evan Goodfriend out there as well. So interesting to see who will get the job next year. We'll look forward to right now here. Third down. We'll let Dubert throw. He'll step up and toss it downfield, and it's caught! Oh, what a catch from Sam Abbott!
Great play Dubert stepping up in the pocket and just floating it right over the defender where only his man can catch it. What a great effort by the quarterback and the receiver.
And the running back, Sam Abbott, making receiver-like moves out there.
Love the hustle of 65 running off the field right there.
Mentioning Gavin Jones, the senior. So out is Goodfriend at quarterback. 1st and 10 at midfield. High snap, brought down. This is a give up the middle for Caldwell, and breaks to the 45. Big time carry for Caldwell there. As this time we'll see the 3rd different quarterback. It's Blaise Rodina, the freshman.
On the stop, number 29, William Norton.
William Norton on the stop on that last play. And for Coach Harding, the old Wildcats will finish the season at 3 and 5,
and they'll have one more game next week, but they'll be a low seed, so they'll probably play one of the better teams in 4A East, likely.
Number 16, Blaise Rodina.
Blaise Rodina is tackled in the backfield.
Tackle made by number 45, Cole Poindexter.
And I mean, how about for the Wildcats? This was, we expected some fight, and of course they did show it, but this was a level of dominance for the Broncos tonight.
Oh, huge dominance, and that the only offensive spark they really had was the last touchdown, but that was set up by a huge kickoff return.
3rd down and 9 at the Wildcat 49. It's Goodfriend at quarterback, and it's a give to the running back, and that, I believe, that's Levi Schrum. So it's 4th down. And it's going to be an interesting decision to see who will punt this one. Or if this will be a punt, or Broncos have nothing to lose, so they'll go for it here. This is Blaise Rodina at quarterback. And he was one of them that I wonder if they'll let him throw here on 4th down. They will. It's a quick design screen out to number 38, Ryan Drummond, who is going to be short of the 1st down marker, but Rodina gets a completion to Drummond, and the Broncos' 2nd string defense will come out onto the field.
Now let's see if the Broncos can hold them this time around, keep them out of the end zone, just get through the last 4 minutes unscathed.
And how about back-to-back 7-1 seasons?
That says a lot about the talent pool that Spring Hill's been bringing up and the depth that they've developed over the years, and the kids are ready to come in and start right away. So the guys that haven't seen the field much as sophomores and juniors are now seeing the field the whole game, and that just says a lot about the state of the program.
And of course, moving the last hurrah of the Frontier League. And
last Frontier League game today, right now.
And kind of just, Jonesy, reflect on what this conference has meant to the Broncos, of course. You go back all the way back. And BJ said it the best, texted in the first half, and he said they came in like a lamb and out like a lion. When they came into the Frontier League, they were getting it handed to them quite a bit. You had the likes of Paola and Mike Numpert winning all those state championships, and all those good Tonganoxie teams and Louisburg teams, and all those good Eudora teams that have made runs into the postseason. And Spring Hill, it was at the mercy of a lot of those beatings over the years. And the Wildcats will hopefully, this was the 76th all-time matchup between the Broncos and the Wildcats, the most of any Bronco opponent in the team's history. The Wildcats have the lead in the all-time series, 43-31. The first matchup logged. You want to guess the year, Jonesy?
1953.
You got to go way back, 1938.
Ooh. Wow.
The first matchup between these two teams, and this is whenever they were back in the Little Six Conference.
The Little Six. Who was in the Little Six?
Louisburg, of course, was another team in the Little Six. I don't remember the other 4, but
I don't remember it either. I wasn't there.
J.H. McCormick was the head coach at the time.
That's some good stat. That's some good data.
I've done my research a little bit.
Good, as you should.
1st and 10 and a flag on the play. A snap infraction on the Wildcats, and
for the Wildcats at midfield.
for the Broncos, they joined the Frontier League. You have to go way, way back. They first started in 1983. Jim Jensen was the head coach at the time. And a big run there from Matthias Wright, getting all the yards almost back and then some.
Great tackle by the Broncos.
And of course, the still current Jayhawk Conference was the Broncos' former conference back for a while and ended in 1982 before the Broncos have been in the Frontier League since 1983.
Got to be one of the original members, right?
They were, yes. You have to go through Rick Clark through the 90s. And the big first down carry for the Wildcats there. Dave Koopman took over in 2004. Anthony Orrick, his first season back in 2009. And then Jason Feeback took over in 2015 and left just this past year. A decade of Bronco football under Feeback. And now the Coach Bouchard era started off with the final year of the Frontier League, the UKC next year. Quick pitch out to right, and Lane Newson is going to get the stop there as the clock will hit 0. And Frontier League football for the Broncos comes in a dominant fashion. 49-7 the final in this one. The Broncos will finish second in the Frontier League in its final season and will take down the Wildcats in the 76 matchup. 43-32 now, the all-time record. Wildcats, of course, in the favored spot, and what a run it's been for the Broncos in the Frontier League.
Yeah, especially the last few years. As they've grown, obviously the success has grown, and it'll be interesting starting next year. But first, we've got a little playoff run we'd like to look at, and we'll have the brackets out. They should be set by tomorrow once all the scores are reported, and we'll talk about that a little bit in the post game, how that kind of works, and fill in everybody and kind of see where we'll stand.
42 years of the Frontier League, almost 43, we should mention. And a 49-7 victory for the Spring Hill Broncos on senior night. Can't lose on senior night,
That's
and the
right.
Broncos certainly didn't want to there. Coming up, it's our Elliot Insurance Group postgame show. We'll wrap this one up, give you the brackets, projected brackets, we should say, some scores, and we'll look forward to what's coming up next week. A spooky Week 9 coming up next week. You're watching Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live. The Broncos get it done 49-7.
For 50 years, Elliot Group has been your local insurance partner. With 5 convenient locations, Elliot Group is big enough to offer the best carriers, but small enough to know your name and your insurance needs. Elliot Group is more than just insurance. They're a part of each community they serve, with a wide variety of insurance solutions to help your unique challenges. Elliot Group, where they're there for you today and for years to come. Visit them at any of their 5 locations or at ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
And I want to cut out of the commercial break real quick is we want to get the alma mater song in here. As here it is. We'll step aside as the Bronco band will carry this alma mater to commercial.
Wonder Day.
And as they normally say, hail, 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 alma mater.
Right.
We'll step aside once more. Our Elliot Insurance Group postgame show back after this.
For 50 years, Elliot Group has been your local insurance partner. With 5 convenient locations, Elliot Group is big enough to offer the best carriers, but small enough to know your name and your insurance needs. Elliot Group is more than just insurance. They're a part of each community they serve, with a wide variety of insurance solutions to help your unique challenges. Elliot Group, where they're there for you today and for years to come. Visit them at any of their 5 locations or at elliotinsurancegroup.com.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, studying animal science or learning about farm and ranch management. Maybe you belong here as part of Hounds Hoops on the hardwood. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
Hi, I'm Katie Casey, and I'm honored to be a third-generation realtor in our Crown Realty family. My dad and grandparents started Crown Realty in 1973, and since then we have grown to become one of the largest brokerages in the Midwest. We now have 8 office locations and over 150 agents covering about 20 counties across Kansas and Missouri. Reach out to us today to experience the Crown Realty difference, where we are committed to treating our agents like family and our clients like royalty.
Back here from the Spring Hill Activity Center here in lovely Spring Hill, Kansas, as everybody's on the field reminiscing. But for the players, not much time before they have to go back into the locker room and break down this game. And always the best time to watch film is after the game's over, as we welcome you. Oh, they're getting a final word before go meet up with their families and friends. It's time for our post-game show right here on Spring Hill Sports Live, and it's presented by Elliot Insurance Group. At Elliot Group, they believe building strong relationships with their clients and their community is the best way to serve them both. With offices throughout the area and online at elliotinsurancegroup.com. And Jonesy, your final thoughts on the game?
Well, I assumed the Broncos would take control. I did not think it would be that type of control from the get-go that early. I thought that Louisburg would put up a little bit bigger of a fight, but, we outplayed them, we out-hustled them, out-disciplined, just out-talent, out-everything all around, and it was just a complete game from the Broncos. I know they're frustrated about giving up the goose egg on the defensive side of the ball, but, there's only so much you can do. That was the backups were in at that point, and there was a huge kick return to set it up. So credit to Louisburg for staying fighting the whole time.
And it's a big day, of course, for this offense where 5 different Broncos scored, but 2 Broncos had 2 touchdowns on the night. And we'll start with Hank Kachaver, 21-yard reception touchdown and then a 5-yard rushing touchdown. And, of course, Cameron Wells had another great game receiving. His touchdowns tallied 69 yards.
Yeah, he had a very good game. Some great catches, just out jumping his opponents. Fun to watch.
Riley McAvoy also with a 4-yard reception touchdown. And talking with Heitschmidt, he said that, the tight ends, although young, they want to get them involved too. And right there, Riley McAvoy caught a fade in the back of the end zone one-on-one in the back corner. And big catch right there. Great job by their receiving team.
They really did. They've come they've come along this year a lot. We always talk about the quarterback, and deservedly so. And we talk about the running backs because they get most of the plays. But the Spring Hill receivers have improved a ton throughout the year. They've been very reliable, and they've made the hard catches. And that's something I think, maybe over the last couple of years that we haven't seen the development from the first game to the last game. But the receivers have improved so much from the first game to now.
And kind of to piggyback off of that, most of Spring Hill's offense last year was a lot of the jet sweeps, and we didn't really see many 50-50 balls. Now we're seeing it a lot more in this offense.
Right, and it's not like our guys are that much taller, but we're fighting for the ball. We're getting up, and it's the positioning. It's not just about how athletic you are. We are maintaining good position where we need to keep the ball. And our quarterback, all he has to do is get there, and then when we have the good position, we can get up and make the play.
Broncos will finish the year 7-1, 5-1 in the Frontier League. They finish in second place. And for the Wildcats, they finished the year 3-5 with a 2-4 Frontier League record, but it is the worst under Coach Harding. But of course, this is a rebuilding year.
They'll be okay.
Wildcat fans have to, of course, I think they've embraced it well, knowing that they've got a really good team in front of them, and it's nothing against the Wildcats at all. This is a really young team that they're going to have to, go through some growing pains, but it certainly has been a year that Wildcat fans have embraced, and they've seen this team improve. But this is just a game that Spring Hill came in, and from the first play, domination.
Yeah, they were ready to go right away, and Louisburg will be fine. They're moving forward. They will be fine. The coach is good, and moving through. I'm sure some of the Frontier League teams are glad to see Spring Hill go.
I mean, and I think our PA announcer Murray said something that pretty much almost all the games in the Frontier League were running clock.
They have been, yeah. Every single one of them's been a running clock, and we already talked about the Emporia game, why it wasn't, but it would have been had it been here.
Well, also outside of Eudora, too. That was the only
Fair enough.
Only game, of course.
It was the only close game.
True.
And how bad do you think the guys on the field right now want to play Eudora again? I think we learned a lot from that game. I think that Eudora is a very, very good team, and if that game is played 10 times, it probably goes back and forth.
And I think it's kind of the same story as the Louisburg and Paola in the past few years where, they want to get revenge. Boom. Or actually, no, it was Ottawa last year. If you remember, Ottawa was that game this year they wanted to win so bad. And I think if you tell these guys that were on the field this year, if they wanted to play Eudora next year for a non-conference game, they would have wanted to put their blood, sweat, and tears into that game and get back.
They sure would.
It's interesting to see how the non-conference schedule will shape up for the Broncos next year, football-wise. But all I know is that home opener will be against Lansing in 2026.
Nice.
But we'll take a look at some scores from around the area real quick before we wrap it up here, and also talk about the bracket as well. And
well, while you're looking at scores, I can kind of talk about the bracket a little bit. As we know, Washington is losing right now. There are two undefeated teams in 5A East, Baser Linwood and Washington. And if Washington goes on to lose, then Baser Linwood would take over the top seed, and that would move Washington to the 2. Likely, unless something weird happens, we'll probably be at the 4, and we would play the 13, and that would likely right now be Blue Valley North. And that's a tough game for the first round. You'd think the last couple of years we've played that game, and it's been we've walked through our opponents pretty easily. But Blue Valley North will come in. They play in the EKL, which is a very tough, maybe one of the toughest football leagues in Kansas, with the likes of Miege, Aquinas, St. James, on all the Blue Valley schools. So Blue Valley North has been an interesting team this year. They've lost their head coach in Gene Weir. The kids have kind of rallied around coaching staff with Coach Mudd. So, it's kind of an interesting matchup. But, I have faith in our coaching staff. And, sometimes you just got to get that first one. You got to get that first playoff win, and then then it's just anybody's game. But the top side of the bracket is definitely where the Broncos want to be. The bottom side is brutal.
And speaking of Baser Linwood, they currently lead Lansing 35-8. So Baser Linwood will finish the year 8-0, undefeated, UKC champions, and will head to the playoffs as the number 1 seed. Washington most likely will fall to that 2 seed. And of course, Washington now has to probably be on that bottom side of the bracket where they don't really want to be.
No, they don't. And they're looking at, in the second round, or if they make it out of the second round, that makes their first round game harder. They're going to be playing one of the Blue Valley schools probably in the second round. Baser's going to have to get by DeSoto in that second round because DeSoto is looking at the 8 or the 9. So that could be an interesting matchup. That's a rivalry game for the Bobcats.
Blue Valley Northwest and Blue Valley Southwest. The Northwest over Southwest right now, 12-10 in the fourth quarter.
And that's an interesting score because Southwest has not won a game yet.
Coach Orrick, former Bronco head coach, would be under the regime of the Southwest team. So be interesting to see if they can get the first win there. St. James Academy, Oliver West right now, 29-10, the score of that one. Gardner Edgerton over Shawnee Mission West, 48-7. Leavenworth, so 23-16.5, no score recorded there. Lawrence, the Battle of Lawrence. Florence Free State, Lawrence High, 24-6 Chesty Lions right now. So
that's a bit of a surprise.
And Lawrence Free State was ranked in the top 5 in 6A just a week ago.
Right, and they beat Gardner this year, hinted their first loss of the season.
So in Lawrence, who'd been struggling, I think they were 2-5. I think that's the record, 2-5, and really struggling right now. Olathe East over Olathe North, 20-12. West is up on Northwest, 35-20.
It looks like they're pulling away.
No score recorded for Osawatomie and Baldwin. Eudora running clock in that one, 46-7. Cardinals all over the Panthers. Cardinals will claim the number 1 seed in 4A. They finished the year 8-0. So congratulations to Coach Steffen and his staff. Phenomenal year.
7-1. They do have a loss versus.
7-1, yes, correct.
But that loss is against
Hayden,
who is a 3A power, and they're probably the candidate that most would pick to come out of 3A East, likely, but they're going to have to get through Andale if they want to win it all.
49-14, Mill Valley over Shawnee Mission North. Northwest over East. Shawnee Mission's, I should mention, 35-14. That score last recorded in the third quarter. Aquinas all over Blue Valley North right now, the game to watch, 20-0. So North, with the loss, could drop, but may depend. Aquinas, of course, we have to watch as well because they're lurking in the same vicinity as us in the bracket. Tonganoxie and Ottawa tied up at 7. That's in the fourth quarter. Not seen anything on that. DeSoto and Topeka Seaman, 21-7. Piper over Topeka West, 38-6. No score recorded for Turner and Shawnee Heights. And Atchison takes down Wyandotte 56-6. And before we go, we'll take a look at the projected bracket. I'll read it off. I'll kind of go over the matchups. I won't read the whole thing off. I know a lot of us want to get out of here, but we'll go over the projected matchups. Spring Hill sits as the 4th seed headed into this week. They would take on Blue Valley North. They would take on the winner of Leavenworth and Pittsburgh. Not seen the Leavenworth score nor Pittsburgh, but
Leavenworth was up last time I looked over Holton.
And then the top side of that bracket, Washington would take on Blue Valley Southwest, but it'll be Basler Linwood, I assume, would take on Southwest. Depending on if Southwest actually does beat Northwest, they'd win their first game. And then that 15 seed will be Turner. So it could impact the standings if Southwest does pull away on Northwest. But from what I've seen, it's a close game, so we'll keep an eye on that one, of course. And then the bottom side of the bracket,
brutal.
Gauntlet.
Just brutal.
Baser, Mill Valley, Blue Valley, Aquinas, St. James. That's all you need to know. That's all on the bottom side. The top side, well, Baser, I should say, will probably drop up to the 1 seed. So Baser and Spring Hill look to be the favorites to escape the top side.
I would agree. Probably so. DeSoto probably have something to say about that, Leavenworth, but Leavenworth beat DeSoto earlier in the season, so we will see.
And, of course, be sure to check Acacia's website. Final bracket will be announced on Saturday. Most likely Sunday, I believe, they will announce the final brackets for Week 9 of the playoffs, and it's on Halloween. So
it's exciting. Trick or treat.
Trick or treat. Will the Broncos be tricked and be sent home packing in the first round, or will the Broncos get a treat and go back to the second round of the play, or to regionals, where they can hopefully go farther than last year? But this has been a presentation of Bronco football here on Spring Hill Sports Live. For my partners, Katie Carbajo, Matt Jones, of course, boss man BJ Harris. Hopefully, maybe he's watching in Mexico right now.
He's tanning somewhere. We know that.
Possibly. Who knows? I'm Brendan Bolin, signing off from the Spring Hill Activity Center. Broncos, 49-7 win on senior nights. Have a blessed night, and go Broncos.
off now, please.
From the gridiron to the hard court, the pitch to the mat, don't miss any of the action. We're there with live, local sports coverage at